you up to. Dealing with new demons, if you're under. Taking one step at a time. Taking things slow and easy. Taking moments just to breathe. Making things like Undertale. Making wonders indeed. The fun is what you're so bad. You're sailing to me on my random kiss. No sex or I'm so stressed. Cunning is all I am. With you, I feel so safe. I'm lost where you found. Like some music playing the man's eye. Baby girl, sweet like strawberry love. No makeup and no sweet, and now you're perfect just the way you are. With you, lost up in my world. Ain't no way without. We're a star shining by the two of us. Fell apart on my face, now I'm bleeding. Think that I lost my voice 'cause I'm screaming. Cause I don't think I'm dying. Alone and never decided. I was so sorry. Realize the fire's control. Out of me, I know it comes. Stuck in the night, nowhere to go.
So stuck, I don't know where to go. I don't want you to know me worse when I feel so cold. I love you, I just want you to know. Tell me, do you love me? I could say you're the reason I'm alive. Tell me, is it something? I could say you're the reason I'm
Fell
alive.
apart on my face, now I'm bleeding. Think that I lost my voice 'cause I'm screaming. Cause I don't think I'm dying. Alone and never decided. I was so sorry. Realize the fire's control. Out of me, I know it comes. Stuck in the night, nowhere to go. And every time I hurt, I try to pay no mind. But the memories pull me back every time. Wish I told you sooner that everything will be fine. Wish I kept you closer, baby, it's just one last time. Now it's all gone, everything went wrong. But it's okay, deep down it's not okay. Now my heart's gone, it's why I write a song. That it's okay to not be okay. Wish I said that everything will be fine. Wish I kept you closer, baby, please just one last time. Now it's all gone, everything went wrong. Everything wrong, everything wrong. You know I'm the only one for you, girl. Let's intertwine our two worlds. I'm the only one for you. Even though I don't fall apart, I can feel you right here. True fall, get you inside my true fall. Let me give it all to you. You know I don't know what is in the dark. It has never been clear. Could you never feel it? It's that fire. Feeling the missing is just fire. I'm shining down information. Just for you, just for you. For goodness me, I dream. Wondering what is on me. I'm shining down information. Just for you, just for you. Just for you now. Bring me on, never bring me down. The one those stars go round and round. When I'm with you, I'm scared how time moves quickly. I love every single part of you. 7 stars with seats of you. Till the day when it all comes true, I will be here for you. Just for you, like my next name.
Halo guys, balik lagi untuk watch party bersama gua di sini NTAZ yang streamer kecil ini. Kali ini kita bakal watch party PPQ ya guys. Last stopnya mereka ada di lower bracket ini dan kita doain buat menang ya kan. Kali ini gue watch party sama MOFFI Crew dan BIRU, yaitu teman-teman gue dan teman-temannya si Kiki. Oke, langsung aja kita masuk.
calls right during the game. So for Snooki, not only is fragging kind of like a big part of her play, but
Hello,
she is
guys.
very well rounded, at least from what we've seen.
I feel like this matchup,
Abang.
PPQ versus Kitty
Abang.
Nyanya, it's a lot of familiar faces, a lot of
Bang,
veterans,
KKN.
and mixed with the newbies
no,
as
KKN
well.
apakah bakal serem hari ini
And
lawan
because
PPQ
this is an
atau PPQ
elimination
nih yang
match,
serem?
it's also the veterans don't have anywhere else to step back
PPQ
to.
pops
They
off.
also have to bring out their all and give their best
Aduh,
shot so that
lama
they could
kali ya,
keep playing here.
I mean, to be fair, in history and in past times that we've seen these type of teams, it is a winning formula, right? You've got some young guns who are very mechanically gifted, led by some veterans, led by players with more experience, and once again, it's been a winning formula that we've seen time and time again. And one of those veterans we've actually haven't talked about yet, but we should, is Opel. Opel, formerly Oreophilia, is a player that has arguably one of the most amount of experience in this tournament, aside from some of the the more long-standing teams like those coming from Falcons Vega. You look at where she's been before, coming from Orangutan X squad, coming from Alter Ego Celeste before that, even played on those Scythe rosters like Big Scythe and all, and even MLT esports. So it just goes to show how many teams she's been on, how much experience she has, and what that could do for a team like this. I think is going to be absolutely important in this series.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly, because when things are tough, when the pressure is real, it's the experience of being under that pressure that really does it for your team. You know how to lead the energy and everything as
Sunset
well.
again?
So here we have the map vetoes. It's going to be
Ini map kemarin
Kitty
lagi dong.
Nyanya's Lotus and
Yes, Lotus and
PPQ's
Sunset.
Sunset.
Cuma beda Lotus duluan doang.
Okay. I mean, we're looking. I don't think it's necessarily a bad veto for either side. Like, both of these teams are okay on Lotus for one. I would argue for Kitty Nyanya, Sunset is definitely the map that favors them more compared to PPQ, because PPQ have only ever played this map once. But then again, it was against Zipto, and Zipto are just such a good team that it's difficult to use that as a proper litmus test for this tournament. And when we go to map number 3, I'm also kind of not entirely sure if I would put this veto too much on either side's way. I think we're still kind of even for the most part, arguably more in Kitty Nyanya's favor, but I can see a world here where PPQ completely flip the script in terms of what vetoes you think would favor who and come out with this series win.
Yeah, I mean, I guess second time might be the charm, and I don't know who you predicted, but let's get our match predictions up. Are we going to be a united front?
Nope.
Or nope?
Let's go, Bella! Let's go,
I'm not gonna
Bella!
let it happen. Not
W host, W
But,
host.
I mean,
Let's go, bro.
not only
Fuck yeah.
devil's
I love the
advocate,
dog.
but I also do actually believe that Kitty Nyanya have what it takes to make this happen. One, they have a very adorable name.
Kitty Nyanya.
Two,
Kitty
they
Nya.
have very
KKN le.
experienced players, like as I mentioned, you got Snooki here on this roster who brings, I think, a lot to the
KKN
table
main
for this
follow.
team. But I want to hear your thoughts. You were correct a while ago. You predicted SLP to win, and you were right. So we're 1-0 today. I'm hoping I can tie the score.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-0 for me all around. Well,
Oh,
the
she's
reason
calling
why I picked PPQ was because on paper, they're good. And
But-
as you said, the Sunset against, their last Sunset didn't really do them justice. We didn't get to see PPQ really play their game
There we
just yet.
go.
So I'm thinking this may be a redemption match.
Well, we're gonna have to really find on out. I mean,
Ano?
map number 3, that's gonna be Haven.
3
And
init
at
lagi.
that point, I think it's anybody's game. Both these teams are kind of, equal in terms of their statistics
Atejo.
recently on that map. But let's look on over here to Lotus, and I don't really see any big changes composition-wise that jump out at me as of the moment. It's kind of same,
the thing
same.
But then the thing is, if we don't see anything unique or peculiar new
Yeah.
with the agent comps, it's going to be with the strategies that's going to
Yeah.
take the flow of the game, right? And who takes the pace, we don't know. Who do you think is going to take Lotus, though?
That's a difficult one. Both these teams are 50-50. I will say, though, that I think PPQ are probably going to take the first map, Lotus, just because even though they did pretty well here keeping Nyanya versus Mad Army, and Mad Army is a great team, I'm just not too sure how long the Teho will be effective in this series, especially in this meta right now. After the nerfs.
Twitter.
Alright. That's totally fair. That's
Right.
totally fair. But let's
Mereka main
see
siapa?
if Black and Blue will be right
Mentionnya,
or wrong, because we're
jadi,
going to send it to our
kayak
casters to get
Each
our
great
Lotus
team has
started.
its copy gitu. Terus Paper Rex, Barker Rex, 150
I like that the question is,
apa?
will Black and Blue
RIP,
be right or wrong? I love that the spotlight is put on our analysts there, but truthfully, this is an incredible series to come our way, and come on, it's a battle of some great names as well. We got Kitty Nyanya versus Precision Power Quickness. How about you, Fluffy? Can you say those names for me?
Kitty Nyanya and Precision Power Quickness.
Where's the energy? Why is there no
Bro.
energy?
You're just baiting me.
We need it. Come on, it's for the broadcast. Be professional, man.
Gotta say it like Black and Blue, because he's the most professional guy I know, and he
Nah.
said Kitty Nyanya.
I guess that's true. He has
Kidding
4
ya,
professions, including this one. But we are gonna focus, of course, into Lotus now. And I was looking at the agent segment a while ago there, Fluff, and I do
Take A
believe
control,
Envious
take
is
C
actually
control.
playing here for Kitty Nyanya. So just
Get
a quick little
early
sub there,
info.
6-man rotation.
Kita
It
attack
was a
duluan
good
ya.
map though for
go
KNN
on.
in the
Sadar.
upper bracket. They took down Mad Army in its shirt, 13-10. They did drop to the lower bracket, but this being their map pick right now, it's a lot of confidence for this roster.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with the
Oh, yeah, kita
flexibility
attack
that you mentioned already, having just that 6 player available really just gives you a bit more room to specialize in things. So hopefully that kind of comes into fruition here on Lotus. Same map as our first
good.
map for the first series. So it's very interesting that they kind of prefer this at least.
And of course, Envious, most notably from a small run in Team SMG way back when, can be an experienced player to play this double initiator. Still criticism, of course, to play Teho within this patch. Even our panel mentioned it. We'll see
Whoa,
how
okay,
effective
they
it can be versus PPQ, who are running the Fade and the Breach together. Bit of pressure here towards A. Doorway now opening on up. Oh,
Nice.
Lulu's gonna
Oh,
draw that first contact very early on. PPQ, that's already good for 2. Here they
Sam!
come. Oh, utility being brought on that awkward time,
Cash,
sure.
cash,
But
cash,
still
Yal,
the
cash.
kills going in favor of PPQ anyway.
Good cast, good
Nice,
cast.
Unai.
Oh, watch it there from
My
Shune.
my
Able
god,
to take out
Xine, my god.
Envious. Here
Holy.
comes the only hope.
If we win pistols, if we win pistol, it's
No, don't jinx it, bro.
Sorry, that's so lost. I don't think that was not gonna
Wait,
connect, but apparently it
wait,
does.
wait.
Still keeping it alive for now.
Wait.
Just too many targets
Don't
ahead
jinx
of
it,
our
bro.
paint shells.
Wait,
Try and
wait.
clear out where the spike's at here. And while PPQ will give out that space as soon as they hear that sound,
No
it
way,
should
they
be a
was-
swing out from Sleepy Cake and the rest. Isolated fights though, Adele given a fighting chance here. Cass, the first to fall for the HP. The tap comes on in. Sleepy Cakey now looking for it. Arc Rose broken quickly.
Nice. Good util.
Then again, second tap now. And the satchel is
Okay,
there.
nice,
Blast back to
bro.
force her out.
Nice,
Xune
bro.
in a stellar position.
I was like,
PPQ.
oh shit, positioningnya
one
kurang
here.
bagus.
That's some good Valorant right there. Getting good trades. Gonna set up
It's
there to
good,
take
it's
the
good
side.
lah. It's
Will
good
that
already.
continue
Si
this
Cash
time
low,
around?
ya udah
Let's
dia
take a
ditinggal
look
di
at
set
the
sendiri
replay.
nggak apa-apa.
It seems like
I
the
will
slow
not talk
start
anymore. I will
is
not talk any. I don't
something
want
that
to
they
jinx
can really
anything.
prevent it from the defensive side if they take a bit more
What do you
proactive
mean, bro?
position. But it seems like it's not something that they're trying to contest right now. Hopefully that adjusts though throughout, especially with a better buy coming in from
Takut
PPQ.
tadi
And of course,
Sam
PPQ, one of our top
masih
4
fight.
from
Tiba-tiba
Split
ngeluarin.
one. The only one in the lower bracket right now,
Tapi
still
trigger,
fighting
bro.
for their lives. Just a tough series versus Sipso, but here and now, initial pistol in their favor. Very tenured roster as well. The drone. Tell. Looking for a bit of intel. Adele doesn't want to push that out at all. And PPQ, they default at the start, but now making their way
Mereka dua
towards a
inisiator, Cok. Nggak
natural.
tiga lagi, Cok. Siapa
Trying
yang
to
tiga?
play in trouble and immediately, right? Prowler looking for that intel. Main shells there. Swing out comes. The firepower is good though, and Sleepy Cakey
Nice.
committing the blast backs to get on
Nice.
out. PPQ
Wait, Sam,
is
actually,
evacuating.
She keeps her life. That's the most
Wait,
important
she's
thing there.
there.
Getting a free entry. That's going to be the Sentinel gone already for K, and they get a quick
Oh,
rotate
good
on the
call.
scene. No one's there already, but surely the sound's going to be heard here from Teo.
Yeah, and Envious will communicate to the rest of the roster. It's a
Oh,
safe
Paper
hit
X
here
classic.
for
Oh
PPQ.
shit.
Hell.
On from Zatsu.
Hell yeah. What?
Some usual utility here for PPQ. Keeping
Spike
it
planted.
very by the book on the rotation as well. And in this case, KNN, can they do even more any damage now? Full eco state, the one-way setup there. Or Euphilia, we're waiting for any kind of contact here, Fluff, but it's really just KNN play for exits. As soon as the doorway opens, that's the only time we'll see contact here. And for PPQ,
I don't think they're gonna open it though.
yeah, they just died to the
Looks like
spike.
I think
They
they're
just
just
spike, bro.
let the spike deny as much as they can here. From the attack, not much to salvage. It's very, very standard Valorant, but
Yeah. Ah, they,
it is something that is telling of a team that doesn't want to play for it. Like it's a very disciplined call,
yeah.
but very risky long term.
Yeah, just don't want to give any ult orbs to their opponent, and KNN, you said it, you predicted it. It's them just dying to the spike. A second round here for precision, power, quickness, and all in all, it's just some good protocols at the start here for PPQ. They're having these good post-plant locations as well for their setup.
I mean, to be fair, there's not much that they could do there because they got such a late rotate to respond for that attacking plan. They get the operator, and that's going to be something for Raze to really put into their pocket. No armor, though. Might not need it if they can land that opening shot. The question is, where are they going to position this? Because it looks like it's quite an awkward angle here on Mido.
And just some key players to watch out for here for PPQ.
Whoa, an
Cass,
early
Samfire, those two initiators, solid in the clutch. Samfire especially having
Bring
a
them
good
down.
showing actually versus Sipto on Lotus itself. So into the bonus, 2 Guardians, make that 3. A rifle, Bulldog, sure. Slow play though so far.
Kanan.
Very slow and steady. No one
yeah,
trying to
kiri.
make the first move. That's going to signal towards an A hit, though. They'll use some util to clear out rubble, but the operator is the thing that they have to be wary for. Not even sure if they're aware. They do have the util to clear it, but will they expect it this early on is the bigger question.
Yeah, we've seen the tendency from Kitinyanya. Opt out for Adil.
Uh-oh.
And now, that will be the initial shot
No.
to say it all. Good for 1. Build on potential showstopper here, but the reposition towards stairs.
Satchel out.
What we want to watch out for here.
Oh, no.
Fault line comes in to play Haunt. Also, stopping the race from peeking out for now. Olulu, though, sees Sleepy Keiki coming onto the site, and it's now 5v4. A potential retake here for the defense.
Good call here to back off as well from Malulu.
30
Waiting for the team
seconds
to play
left.
out the utility. They have the stun ready. Just waiting for the angle.
No.
But another shot from the operator to slow them down. Great pinch.
Special delivery gets stunned is solid from the tail. And
Andy.
Adil with a massive 3k here to just set the tempo early on. If we're gonna see a slow game here, Fluffy, then KNN will take advantage of it with the operator.
They even get the showstopper after the ward. That orb plus the 2 kills, giving them even more firepower as we move on to round 4. Great start and great discipline, honestly, from both teams. When they got that opening pick, they lost one, but PPQ, they still kept to the crawl. Maybe baiting that was like a lone operative, something like their lurk player, maybe fake them out. It doesn't work in the end, but just the mentality that they have to be able to set that up for themselves on the off chance it happens is something to, I think, commend.
I mean, the utility gave them space to work with, right? They got on site just because of Haunt, because of Fault Line, Lulu. Also assisting later on there for KNN to pick Adil and Envious in position. All in all, though, the defense now can take the initiative to peek out these angles. Adil will be wanting to do that just now. Example stated and struck. Or Euphilia taken down this early on, and this is becoming a problem for PPQ already.
They can't take these isolated fights. The operator just so punishing the slow play. Great counter and great adjustment very early on to the round. Snoke has a good position, good anti-flash. The crossfire, this is going to be so difficult to push through.
Yeah, she's had a massive step up in their previous series. Your IGL as well. Paranoia thrown towards C main. Now the pressure's on towards this B site, and with the boombot confirming those intentions, it should keep KNN in this crossfire position. Arcros now. Aftershock as well. Will force the Omen out, but Snooki still takes damage anyway. Here comes the drone. Intel, Boombot also. Utility here for PPQ. But KNN, they're just so ready for this one. Nox good for 1. Envious is good for 2. And
30
KNN,
seconds
all
left.
in all,
They
just
were
stopping
ready.
PPQ dead to rights. The red light has been seen throughout the round here, Fluff.
They were ready.
And really, Samfire, how many can you get in this case? Maybe 1? Maybe that's all, yeah. Envious with a triple kill there. We are tied up.
We are tied up, and a good start here from KNN, really slowing down the pace of this game. We already said it a bunch of times, but the operator really proving to have a lot of value into the slow play. It's all up to PPQ to change up the pace here. Obviously, they're going to be forced into it a bit because of that lower buy. Grouping up together is a great plan when you're kind of in this position, but they have to start bursting out more. The thing is, they do have a race to do that, as well as the initiator to set it up, but not knowing where the operator is the bigger problem, because they only have one scan to really get the info. Maybe the info flash, I guess, but really it's still there. And it's going to be so difficult because the unpredictability of the positioning here coming in from Adel is really, really difficult. Now she's on the C side.
What the hell are you saying, mine?
Here, position and
Let's go.
PPQ.
Let's go.
Picking up the pace.
No!
No, that's not gonna happen. Sure, the Bucky's getting close, but Envious able to weather the storm. Given that, the drone for assessment immediately KNN preventing PPQ from getting any kind of space here.
They were ready.
Still though, look at the rest of the team. Explosive start on the B, yet still holding positions, waiting for the push out. But the discipline from KNN, knowing that they want to funnel towards the operator, is really stopping the aggression that they're waiting for.
Yeah, and I respect KNN and their flexibility on the dime. Just immediately understanding if we can play a slow game and we bring out this operator, we can set the tone on the defense. Some calls there from the IGL. Adele, on the other hand, still the one to watch out for, but the stun is good. The paranoia also keeping her at bay. And with it, PPQ, they make the space to play C.
Here comes the big question. Will they unleash
Push bareng gak sih?
when they go for
like
this?
that,
Because they
30
still
seconds.
waste a bit of time here. The operator still finds one. They just push into her instead.
Yeah, just can't swing like
Moments
that.
before
It's just
disaster.
way too out in the open. And the Dill is not one to miss those kind of shots. Spike not even planted yet. Now we go with the ticking timer. But the flank is already there, courtesy of Kitty Nyanya. And they're on the hunt. Snowkey, danger close. This could be a chance here for Cass and the rest. Cass the one to get the takedown with the stinger.
But
Picked
no,
on
but
up,
no,
sure.
but no.
PPQ seeding the side the way, but they do have it planted
No, not
for them to
planted.
work with. Natural right now
This
on
is
TV. Never mind, it's
planted
just
for them.
not planted for them at all. Here we go.
Yeah,
A&N will
planted
just
for
take
that.
it under their nose. Sapphire double with the Sheriff, yes.
No.
They honestly thought that they had the angle, but no, behind the pillar, K&N will take it.
I thought that was the play. I thought the play from the attacking side was to plant, go for the push if they knew they were going to commit to that.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get the operator there with the manpower advantage. But the fact that the operator gets away and that Adil's able to just fade away from this, pulls the pressure, gives them the space to go for the flag, and suddenly they're in the wrong position.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. They felt the push from C main especially, and given that, PPQ ceding the advantage. Rifle still at the ready. Lulu trying to play early on. But you have to respect the utility medley from PPQ, right? They fight for rubble, they get it with Oreophilia, but Lulu's so sharp anyway! And the spike is down! Sleepy Kiki needs to go for it. Paranoia gets a connection. No real peek sawed out after shot right now, so okay again. Takes a tick of damage, will back away from it, but this line's drawn by KNN early on.
Boombot, just to clear out some info, they're still looking for that operator. They have to assume it's on the C site now, but that lone guardian is just allowing the defense to stack the utility onto this A push. Yes, they do
45,
take out
no
Oreophilia,
smokes.
but that controller being gone as well removes all the angles that they can eliminate. They're going to have to manually check all of this, and it's going to be a lot of time wasted if anything. Important brag here, get a trade.
Yeah,
One
Snowkey
for
still
one.
behind
One
Edward
for
there,
one.
and should be enough for KNN to stop the lurk. The stun comes up, the doorway towards A opens, but KNN still wary of a shift towards the mini door there. Now the crawl up by PPQ to keep it silent on the execute. Sure, Cass now with the fight
30
versus
seconds left.
Olulu, yes. Height still taken, still having control here for KNN.
Oh, nice
Closer
him.
and closer, Sapphire!
Holy shit.
Really steps up when PPQ needs her the most. Nightfall connects. Adil now decked in for the time being. Coming up closer and closer.
Nice Kiki!
In behind. It's
Nice,
Nightfall even
guys!
getting caught by Sapphire shining again. And it's a 3-3 score now as PPQ they show up in the
W
round.
duo, W duo.
They finally get the operator out of the hands of KNN. The question is, will they repurchase that? It was a good buy,
no money.
but I don't think so. That's a good reason.
It's getting pretty tough on the money department here for Kinyanya, despite them winning some rounds. And without the operator, It should lead to more
Sam
confidence
has
for
crazy
PPQ and how they
impact right
play
now.
the map. Some defaults of
Sam is
4-1 splits we've seen so
amazing,
far
guys.
for the Indonesian squad.
I mean, to be fair, they also have
up,
the
Kiki,
Visor
wake
to
up.
really take out a lot of this weaponry, but also
Kiki, wake
Rolling
up.
Thunder. Just a lot of rectangles
We
that
need
say
you.
you can't shoot me in this box.
Prowler spotting the initial position there, forward position by KNN.
Okay.
Utility being cleared, but the single Razor Vine reset on up here by Natural. We've seen how powerful Ben has been throughout the day so far, but with the doorway opening, it's still KNN keeping tabs of potential push here.
Only Omen on the A side. Contact here coming for Sleepy Cakey. Gonna bait out some util as well. This is pretty good for the attack considering they still have a minute to go for the rotate and they're constantly opening this door for pressure.
Yeah, flexible blast back as well as backs away from the Razor Vine. Still has one to work with here. PPQ waiting now for the timing. Rolling Thunder into the sights! And
that's
Sapphire
nice.
still keeping
Nice
up
one,
the
Sam.
pace from the previous round.
Very good, very
The
good,
kill,
very good.
and now a site cleared. It's C here for the post plan.
Power position.
Sam.
Able to find
Nice,
one.
Sam.
He'll eventually fall.
Okay,
He's
okay,
tracking
nice,
back very
nice, nice,
quickly.
nice.
Yeah, and KNN eager to find the
Both there,
contact.
guys.
Okay,
Both there,
got
guys.
it.
That's fucking being planted, no dice.
Okay.
PPQ
We're chilling, we're chilling, we're
with
chilling.
the
Just play the
advantage here.
post plan.
Smoke as
Preferably
well.
Sato Mine
Try
CT.
and cover the cross from waterfall, but the
Nice,
Steve
oh.
is perfect.
Okay, all
Sapphire
good, all
again.
good.
Just an absolute jewel here for PPQ.
No way, right?
3K so far. Snooki trying to make his way across.
Yeah, no way.
Pass is gone, but
Okay,
Orc feels there
alright.
for the trade, and PPQ
They're back, guys.
pacing
They're
made
back, guys.
again will retake the lead.
We're so back. Let's go.
What around there? Slow and steady is the way, and it looks like these Titans are just trading blow for blow. Now they're finally forced on the equal yet again. But I think that's to put the time up as well.
Controlled game so far. It's a far cry from that first series there,
That's
Fluffy,
what I was
where,
gonna say.
where it got so it was so chaotic, it was so wild, so
I'm
fast
out
tempoed.
from
This time
Kaka.
around, it's a tug of war between PPQ
Kucing
and
kerja nyata.
KNN.
Yep.
You can respect it. Timeout called by KNN though. Still not enough money here to buy the operator, and I think it's another awkward eco state for Kitinyanya.
I mean, they could be playing for like they could tack for basically 2 rounds, thinking about this one not as a throwaway, but to get the most value out of to generate into the round after. I mean, honestly, speaking of discipline that we mentioned already for KNN, the fact that they're calling this timeout so early means that they're really trying to get the most value out of this half as they can.
Well, what else can they do here? I'm looking at the ultimates. Rolling Thunder, Armageddon, all available for the defense. Could be still quite oppressive if they can get the combo going. But we need to see a bit of confidence here for KNN. A pick is what they'll need to move into this round. And PPQ, on the other hand, everything they would like and more to try and push into this one.
It's crazy
Oh
to think
my
how much
God, it's gonna
that
be an all-out
operator
brawl.
really set the tone for the past opening rounds, and now
Yeah.
that they have had no access for it for the past 2,
It's gonna be an
PPQ gets
all-out
a bit more
brawl.
ground, and that's enough to actually get them into the lead. Great leer as well. The stun gonna connect, gonna push and pressure. A lot of the players are taking a bit of
Like,
damage.
kill that
here.
guy,
Final
kill
one
that
falls
guy.
to
Oh,
me.
holy
Nice
shit.
Shit.
net,
There.
Keki.
Oh,
Big
okay.
intel on KNN, on the other hand, finding casts along the way. So
Kita mati.
pick through the smoke.
Yeah.
At least one to work with.
Smoke spam,
Perhaps a
I think.
gun to be scrounged. But PPQ immediate on the rotate. That's been their
Tapi I don't
call
think
so
mereka
far.
sempat
When they see too
ambil
many numbers
gun
on one side, they'll hoof it to the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Very true. They heard the footsteps
No
of
gun.
Noxius as well. She's able to
No guns?
kind of hold down the B side. They have
Ah,
pretty
but
well,
Natural
they're
has
numbers
all-
advantage. They could afford the lurker. But I
Oh,
don't
they're
think
playing
they
for
might.
Loading.
Voice.
Loading.
So the one way towards drop as well.
Aduh.
Here
Could
comes
be
the party,
exciting.
Keki.
Let's go to
PPQ now on site.
Keki, go party.
Plants.
I watch party,
Default
Keki.
experience in the air to sure. With the Rolling Thunder and the Armageddon.
Oh, no!
So far, any
Guys,
target.
no!
Instead, it's
Oh my
Sleepy Cakey,
God.
who didn't expect that at all. This criminal from Olulu sticking it up,
Keki, what the
knocking it
Still
down.
have time.
And they still have time, but look at this.
Let
Angus,
me
Angus,
know.
trigger discipline, and she gets one for her troubles.
Nice,
Fury
nice.
using that
Nice.
firepower to
My
turn
God.
it all
My
around.
God.
Sure.
Nice,
On
nice,
to
nice,
B,
nice, nice.
on to C. We're going again.
Go see, nice, nice,
Great
yes,
slow
Oh,
as
I
well.
thought for
Another
sure
rerotate,
Natural.
Oh my
something
God,
I don't think they
Kiki.
predicted in their calculations. The question is, what do
Confidence,
they plan?
just-
What do they play for?
Just shoot the showstopper,
Their
bro.
CDs
Seconds
well
left.
as outside.
Spike planted.
Close closer to that mound hold, but not really.
Need to consider
In this
to
case,
have.
holes is the
Ito,
call.
Shoot.
And they're gonna get the angles there.
Shoot the
If they get the
bazooka.
peek out anyway. Xune watching eagerly if KNN is
No,
coming
it's
this
planted
way.
for them, kan? Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to
Kaya
what
talaga,
Orifila has in plan with this angle itself. But Olulu, still a stun available.
Yeah, it's planted for CT.
Footstep heard,
Yeah.
perhaps.
All depends on what this Omen smokes.
Yeah, time is ticking in. KNN is using
Still
that
have
sweet
flash.
time to clear out all the other
Yep.
angles. Now they realize holes could be the weakness here. The
Nice
holes comes the way, but the
More
spam is
open.
solid
Alright.
from PPQ. Well
Okay.
placed on the post plant. It's some great positioning there from PPQ to get a 5th round.
Oh,
Ah,
man.
ito
It's like we're
nasty.
playing chess right
I
now.
think
that-
What's happening? Really
Maybe
out-positioning,
Kiki gonna clip
outmaneuvering,
this shit.
predicting what could be, subverting expectations when it matters, and
Wait lagi,
wasting
Nick.
time,
Wait lagi,
honestly.
Nick.
Because time is
Ka-
the
and
key
then
for them to
timapan,
win this round.
PPQ,
I like the
ada
fact that they
Kiki
planted
jago
there. That's one of
rasin.
the biggest problems as they walked in, because they can play from multiple angles, and it's something that you have to be
Sin.
kind of heads up about.
No
when you're in
way,
the
Sin.
moment.
Yeah, and I think for PPQ, they had
Yo,
that
Sam
one
is
round
actually
club
here to
where
play.
they
Yeah,
were
she's
playing
good at
waterfall,
race.
but
She's
it's
good at
planted
duelists.
in cover towards pillar. This time,
But nobody see that.
really
Nobody
assessing
saw that.
where
Nobody
the
saw
spike's
that.
going.
They're so far.
smart
Shut
here
up.
from PPQ.
No.
Keep them in control. But here we go. Fear
Shut
instilled
down.
again. You were
Shut
calling for it, Fluff, and
down.
we are gonna get it again from KNN. It's a deal with the operator brought out.
There comes the pressure yet again, map wide, and clearly
Oh,
going for the
no.
rotate quickly onto marking tree.
No
It forces
way.
PPQ to walk back, and while they're literally walking back, no one even like
Bibilang, sit
ran. They're
down.
very careful about not giving any
Kiki,
info
bagus
because
open
they
lagi
can
kasi
know
nanti
that's or they
depending.
know that there could be someone
Yes,
on the
of
B
course,
side.
of course, of course.
Staying silent has
Harus
been
fire,
key
get
here.
fire.
Jadi kasi makan
PPQ.
ronda berapa tuh?
It
Ronda
does force
4 ya?
KNN to get active information with the players themselves. Natural, speaking of, to jump peek there to figure out what's going on towards Mound. She has a good setup as well.
Oh, the
With
flash.
the shear and the razor vines together.
Oh, they're gonna get crunched. Wait.
PPQ oversteps.
Watch
Could be
playing
them
B.
They're walking, they're
separated.
walking,
This
they're
is the
walking.
playground from Natural. The
Oh,
charge
nice.
and Envious is there, ready to receive. Natural again. She is the master of this
Nice.
labyrinth. Xune also finding a key through the space
Nice,
at least.
Sapphire.
And Sapphire's
Wait.
in position. So 2v3
Doable,
now.
actually.
The operator still into play. Tag through the
Position.
wall.
Ah,
Here we go.
the
Steel
op.
guarded into play. And then we'll have to respect it. The pistol in the hands of Snow.
Oh, it's our ult.
Lulu's
Oh, okay,
still
okay.
ready.
Nice, nice, nice.
With a gun there, perhaps. The spike plant comes towards Bend here. It should be KNN. They're crawling on up here.
Push.
Almost.
Lulu's so close.
No,
that's
it's
not
the
gonna
op.
be marked at the time
No,
it's
it's
working
the
out.
op.
Still trying to
Yes,
find
nice!
one,
My
not quick
God.
enough on the
Wait,
trigger.
wait.
PPQ finds
She
two.
wins this.
Sienna, you got
She
it.
wins
Trade,
this.
forcing the 1v1.
Sienna,
She wins this.
Comes
He wins
in.
this.
Doki!
Nice!
Yes! In time, Xune instead! The flick
Sienna!
Holy shit.
and
My God,
PPQ!
holy
Off
shit.
the
Sienna,
back of
orang
the 3K
Bandung
from
kasi.
the Vice. It's 3
Ah,
rounds
God,
down
and
here.
then-
Holy
Chibi.
shit.
Call that the flick is like
Holy
with
shit, my God.
intention because they feel like full sprayed after she connected.
My God.
It was as solid could be, and
Semuanya
PPQ.
go kita.
They're doing such an incredible job here on the attack, Fluff. I think this is their biggest win
like
of
Hololive,
the first half
all our
because
OGs,
now
but
the
we
money
have
certain
is not there at all for KNN. That's the operator dropped.
Selamat datang di
The
channel
offer
Bell.
again for KNN. Aggressive play
Did
short.
not
The
move well.
flash is the answer immediate. The intel is there too. The utility is
Yes,
positioned
yes,
here
yes,
for
yes,
PPQ.
yes.
And they have come to collect.
This
That
is
is
around,
like
actually.
Your momentum, Kiki.
Your
Your
fucking
fucking
combo that you
momentum.
could
Let's go.
possibly do to get value off your agents. Perfect scan,
round's hers.
perfect stun,
Actually,
and now
I can
it's
feel
all
it.
up
I
to the
can feel
defenders
it.
to try to hold the ground or maybe back
Yeah,
up, wait for this
yeah,
rotate
yeah,
because they're coming from
yeah,
so far away.
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
is just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
strong
yeah.
of a showing so far from PPQ on their opponent's map.
Nice.
Xune as well.
Alright, this is it.
Still
This is it.
high
Tap.
momentum
Siunay.
from the last round.
Okay.
Flank comes in, but
No!
wow!
What a
Intention
read
really
my-
from Xune and
from our
7-3 now.
Our
Unit really fortifying the post plant here for
Op
that
terus,
attack.
ha? Op terus, OP lagi.
Fighting support. But we gotta, you know, really commend the youth
Oh,
users.
holy shit.
Picturesque, man. That's
Sit up.
that's like old school
Get,
Fluffy
get,
Zero
get.
TikTok stuff.
No clue what you're talking about. I'm lost in
That's
this
my
game.
goats
but
with
hopefully
Big
they'll
Iggy. Yeah,
don't
my
lose
goat
control
too,
here with
bro.
the operator being back in play.
Our goats
Yeah,
with Big
this
Iggy, you
is-
know?
Oh, man.
Our
Until
goat. Our
didn't get
goat
too much
is
value
PPQ,
off for
eh.
second op. This was
What
the third
the
one
fuck?
in the game already. Some big investments from KNN on the gun department.
Nice read Only Omen on C.
PPQ
Nice
still
read,
willing to
guys.
play the same kind of pacing. They don't know if the op's out. It isn't going to be towards that C side though, and it's Snooki instead alongside Natural, who have to deal with all of these guns pointed
Holy
at
shit.
them.
Oh, interesting
All of
take
you
here. They
just
finally
shooting
do
one
dodge
flash,
the
bro.
operator, so will the force that from
Yes.
KNN handle the
Yes!
He does get a great opening kill. They get the front sight, and they're going to choose to back away. The operator has to rotate so far, and on the retake, it's not going to be that effective.
Air confidence here for PPQ. Is truly one to watch out for. 30 HP though for Sleepy Cake. He's still willing to play with fire. Sacrifice her life for the greater good.
Nice!
Hold, the flash comes in!
Great
And
flash.
Envious
Push!
wasn't as ready as she would.
Boom, boom!
Sleepy
Yes!
Cake, you know, up close!
That's it!
Truly, just the
That's it!
The shorty getting close enough versus the op. Stellar shooting with the pistol
Yeah,
even.
yeah,
And PPQ
yeah.
are just running away with it now.
Full the
Last
city.
round.
PPQ,
in
they
the half.
realize the
Oh,
weak spot. They
relax
overlap
aja
that
nggak sih kita,
operator.
guys?
They're taking such a dominant half so far. They could convert this 9-3. The curse needs to be activated and hopefully denied from
Udah,
KNN.
aku ambil
because
kopi
they
dulu
need
deh,
to
Bro.
Granted, based on the game from today, anything can happen. So honestly, if they rally back
Boom,
together,
boom.
Shorty as well.
operator put things together, it could really help because the mental's there, but the firepower just not connecting at the perfect times.
Yeah, close to the name though. Pistol precision, pistol power. Either way, it's been PPQ on a run here. 6 rounds in a row, and there are no signs of stopping.
Go
Another
back, go
incredible
back.
hunt
Let's
from
go,
PPQ.
that's right.
They get the info that that's 3 already,
movement,
and they're gonna
W
back off
movement.
for now. Watch out, the lurk though.
No way!
Walks into the crosshairs
They
of
were
Snooki
ready.
there.
They were ready.
Good punish
Yep.
there. That's going to be a lot of pressure relieved on their side, but still priority presence here for the C site. The utility already down there for Vice. It's all going to be up to Natural to really hold down the fort.
Yeah. Two razor lines in the way. Sheer right now triggered. The arc rolls
Oh,
as well.
okay.
Now getting the intel. That there's pressure around.
Wait, they
for
can go
PPQ.
back.
Good bait out from the
Yep.
wall. Now they open the door. And I'm looking to see if Adil can actually take advantage of that fact. She has the showstopper.
The FAMAS.
Just holding on towards the B side.
Yes.
Hey,
Now,
again.
the
Get
re-hit
envious though.
towards C. Showstopper yet again. It's been
No,
some great
no,
success
son.
with Kiki, but not this time. Natural is a true threat here, and it's Natural as she's found 2 already. 2 for PPQ as well. Adele setting up the showstopper. Here we go.
Nice!
Fire! Utter brilliant in the face
Sapphire!
of pressure. A 4K clutch for Sapphire, and we end the half 9-3.
What was that?
Fire.
What a clutch there to
Sapphire.
really close out the door. The
Guys.
transfer perfect. Peaking 1 out of
Lo orang tahu nggak sih arti namanya Sampire tuh, man? Sam on fire, bro. Holy shit.
This has been her map throughout the playoffs.
Fuck that did
And
not
this
just
one
happen.
within the lower bracket
Oh
is
my
no
goodness.
different. Sapphire. Oh, Sapphire.
look
What
at
a brilliant
Look at
display.
that.
Clip that one for
Look
Kogan
at that
real quick. Let's
adjustment.
look at the
Clean
score
adjustment,
here.
actually.
9-3 in
She's
favor of
smurfing.
PPQ.
She's
as they go
actually
on to the
smurfing.
defense. That 7-round streak
18-6-7.
is something
That
to
is-
talk about here, Fluff.
7 rounds straight. We've seen a couple wild things already today, so hopefully KNN can turn this around. But PPQ, they look very in control, and this time around, KNN, they can't just rely on that operator.
Yeah, this has
They
just
have to
been
do something.
This has just been PPQs to talk about here. Some great executes, some great utility. Samfire, a complete package, 18 kills, all the great
Oh my
haunts that
God.
we've seen so far.
93.
Exuni as well
It's a
has been
curse
a
or no?
welcome
Of course
surprise
so.
here, hitting some great shots in succession.
I just really like the fact that they were able to adapt
Yeah,
and
as we say lagi
overcome
main repo
that
lagi.
operator.
Okay.
Initially, it kind of caught them off guard, and eventually they realized, okay, let's just take even more space. But for me, it's the Fade Haunts on the opening rounds that really gives the info that guides the rest of everything. Because with that info dump, since it's rechargeable, eventually they just stretch out their resources, but also dodge a lot of the opposing team that includes that operator.
Yeah, and it was so tempered here for KNN on the other side. Usually when we were watching Adil versus Mad Army in the upper bracket, very explosive, very willing to push, but this pace set by PPQ, we thought at first it was some adjustments from KNN early on, and that's why we had some early success from them, but more and more, PPQ was just dictating the pace of the game there, Fluff.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited to see what we are going to see in the next half as we move back to the game.
Yeah, we're getting back into this one, and Lotus will continue with PPQ quite ahead. This is still, of course, the map pick of KNN, and they don't want that to slip by. Here on the attack, though, I'm expecting a lot more confidence from KNN, a lot more explosiveness, especially from Adele, who's having a relatively good game with 10 kills. But you want to see more from some key players like Snowkey, like Olulu, who were a big part of the success versus their opponent in the upper bracket there.
Looks like the ping's early info gonna be here for the Rebel Control. They do have the utility to really take this. They have the Teo as well as Breach Util to clear a lot of these pesky corners. All up to Fade here. Samfire, the hero of the first half, gonna take contact and info for the second.
Yeah, I mean, that's a debate though so far. Playing at Tejo right now, you're supposed to clear corners, you're supposed to be oppressive, but it isn't as potent as is used to. Many teams kind of just ignore what the Tejo brings to the table now. Anyway, Adil, there you see. And that's what we're talking about. The Natural as well. He's on the island here, but
Oh, they're stuck.
oh my god, that's even from the grave, she's doing it all. And that's so much
The delay.
There's so much time bought here.
Oh, and the distance as well. It's gonna be a sprint, a marathon to cover. And they just have to hold down this. They have the paint
Good
shells,
tree.
they have the breach
Yes.
util, they have everything. They even have the omen flash. The paranoia to come into play. Anything that they need
Disrespect
to
the
basically
util.
waste time is at the ready.
Yeah, okay, and then they signed up for quite a run there. PPQ. So apparently they had to do the 10k instead. The Sleepy
Okay,
Cakey
what
now.
happened? Oh, no.
Unsure, still ready to fight. Fadeaway
wait.
shot onto Adil, but the spike isn't defused at all.
What a shot.
That spike! There's no time!
Yeah, it's
And
okay, it's
KNN! They
Everybody
lose
died.
the fights on site, but they
Everybody
win the
dies.
war anyway, and this is their round to take.
Oh, except for
It
her, I
is, it is
guess.
their round to take, and hopefully they can convert that into a better start this half.
All good, all good.
Finally,
Okay.
the one leading the charge, setting the pace and the tone. Gonna buy into rifles, actually, to just invest into that strategy. Double down right now and get it early.
Yeah, so MVP Sheer in that round. Yes.
Yeah, utility is the GOAT.
The wall is the best. You give a shout out to the wall there. It's Kininyanya.
Wala sa person niya, di
It's
ba?
crazy. They pushed past it, and then they just got stuck.
Yeah, it's like, oh no. It still works if it gets triggered while the device is still alive. Anyway, now with these guns here, Fluff, they want to go for a harder hit towards A. Doorway open, drones being sent, or Ophelia and Casto ready for some early contact. Sleepy Cakey waiting on the other side of the smoke, and it's a 1-for-1, but this is what the Spectre's all about. Just covering fire, the Spectre good to get a double here. The rest of KNN follow suit. A being wiped
It's,
away of
it's
defenders
an-
except
it's an
Samfire.
eco,
But as
it's
soon as
fine,
that
it's
happens, a wise call for Kininyanya to rotate.
Are they going for the far rotate or to B side? That's the big question. Looks like C is going to be the play here. Snooki going to lurk a bit and leave that player just so they can cut off anyone who's going to try to take a more space and maybe misstep along the way.
Yeah, C is just for free here for Kininyanya. No real chance for PPQ, I believe. They're looking around to see if they can scrounge anything. Sticking around on A. No sound cues as well. So once that spike's planted, they know it's the other side of the map. Snowkey. Will she be waiting? No sound? Oh, there's the sound cue. Sunine.
Oh, shit, the angle.
She's running. Oh.
Oh,
But
no.
Snowkey looking at the spawn. Now then, there's the chance.
Woo!
Xune, you've been impressive on the flick. She wasn't even looking until the last second.
That is the precision coming into play here, but looks like KNN, they are ready. They're over ready. They're already gonna aftershock it.
I think they're kind of well done with this round at this point. Exits instead here for PPQ. Samfire and Xune. Maybe a fight being brought here. Stun comes up and Natural able to gun them down.
Dang.
KNN. Well, a good beginning here to the second half.
Not a bad try though. I mean, they did do a lot of damage. If I think maybe one or two more rifles drop there, it could be super pivotal. But now 9-5, not a mountain to climb. Still quite the distance here. Just the short range firepower here coming in from Adil's factory.
Yeah, it's on a mountain. It's kind of like when the elevator's out and you have to take the stairs. That kind of deal.
No clue.
No clue. Oh, sorry. Not all of us have elevators in our houses, man. You just walked into that one. Anyway. The bonus isn't very powerful for KNN though. They have that Spectre, they have the Guardian, the Bulldog, but the rest of the team lacking in the firepower that PPQ have inside.
A lot of presence here. The stun actually gonna connect on the teammate. Looking to get that, at least they get the B side control and they fake it. They force to rotate. They leave C and Vice. They now have to retake it. Good fake.
Yeah, Dill Getting so much space towards the pillar itself,
call,
and
though.
PPQ can do nothing but give it up. Yune now realizing, okay, that's a one-way setup. Could be dangerous to hold that close to the box. So backing away. If anyone's gonna push, but PPQ also an alternate angle there towards Mound.
Oh, but there's so many corners to check and so many passing angles that suddenly these lower weapon buys are going to be a bit more effective. The push on deeper might get a punish. But
Okay, stun comes up, Adil also with the backstab here, and Orgaphilia, they're not ready now. Xune able to turn around and get the takedown sure, but then again, it's still PPU coming out from main. 3v2,
Wait, what's
low HP
happening?
for
What's
Olulu.
happening?
The
Hang on,
swing
hang
out though, with the
She's
exceptional
low.
timing.
Okay.
Olulu now gunned on down with a single bullet, but time running out.
okay.
PPQ yet again, could be too late to the party. Snowkey already shutting it all down, and KNN keeping it all up here, Fluff.
they are pushing it so far, but
Okay.
that did damage their
Lucky,
economy quite
unlucky.
a
All
bit.
good, all good.
It's
We
going to
go
be one round
next
less
round.
for them to really buy up in like another round.
Still a bonus though. Still a massive bonus here for KNN.
One
Big.
enemy remaining.
Some great success from Kitinyanya into the post plant itself.
Oi.
They're ready for these angles. They're the ones being
RX Floyd.
proactive. We saw Olulu.
Halo
really try to
stream,
sync up
halo stream.
alongside
Follow
Adil
gua ya
there
di
in the
stream,
post
makasih.
protocol.
Bye bye.
Speaking of,
Ba,
wants to go for more. Angel though.
Ngentot.
Stops are dead in their tracks.
Aray na
They're gonna go again for that rumble control, but this is a heavy stack here. For PPQ now. Drone broken. Sleepy
nice
Kiki
Kiki.
hanging on out. And even with the classic sharpshooter with the free gun, that's the kill. Unexpected courtesy of
Oh
PPQ.
my god.
And she stays alive as well. Helps her get out.
No.
Good position here. Good punish here from the cast. It's like the push on. It's still going to push through, but enemy is already ready and she has the firepower.
Yeah, a veteran
Oh,
like
shit.
her.
What are you-
Handle that pressure. The double swing though. Orgaphilia, what was that?
Winnable.
Two with the
Winnable.
sheriff now. And these are
so
rifles to be
winnable.
picked
It's
up
so
here by
winnable.
PPQ. Up to Envious. New
It's
one
so
on the
winnable.
block here. Wasn't able to play that first series. Now we see her in a clutch
Awan
moment.
mo. NPC.
Careful.
Ada util.
Surely you try to look for
Careful.
one first. Doubling back on
Just
the B
play
side.
together.
Interesting take. No
No
info
need to
gonna
make
be gained.
heroic
You have so
plays.
many angles to clear, and it's such an open plant as well.
Play
They could
for
be anywhere.
trades.
30
So it's up
seconds
with the
left.
30 seconds. She's able to move around the
Okay,
map.
nice.
Wait.
Good read, good read.
Wait,
Went
good
to
feed.
upper.
Holy shum.
Did you
moly.
expect this is gonna be a hit again? They were stacked up there earlier on.
Oh
and
my
with this amount
God.
of time,
Oh,
I think
it's so
she
Joker
has to
for
go for it.
enemies.
Walking straight into the
What's up,
crosshairs of
bitch?
players!
What's up,
PPQ! They just get the jump on KNN again and
It's
again.
so
a thrifty
Joker
win to
for
get the double
envious.
hits.
Double digits.
They
in
just like
TN.
Stewie,
Only
2K,
3 rounds to close
What's
out
up,
this first
bitch?
map. Good. I
Oh
won't see
my
her
God,
tonight,
that
anything
pick,
here.
that
As they
first
get
pick
that
is
opening pick with the glass.
was
and
everything.
she kind of fell through. And she showed that she had the firepower to take
that
on
was
that
everything.
eight,
That was
but
actually.
One enemy
and it just wasn't there.
They really tried. Big
Insane
brain to find a
value.
way.
Insane
But
value,
PPQ,
actually.
they held position.
Overcooking.
Yeah, sometimes it's not well done. It's excellent. It's burnt, and unfortunately, now for KNN, they are lacking in the full funding here. Only with the sheriff who does have the Rolling Thunder available.
Kanan.
Razorvine now showing that the Vice is actually stationed on A instead. Aggression.
Good. Tunay. Nice.
Mount, Adil, what are you doing?
Nice,
Not like
Tunay.
that. Nice down. And Xune will just
Nice,
easily
Sam.
turn these lamps.
What is
to
happening?
the slaughter. Oh no, this has been masterminded well
Yo, I don't
by
see it, see it, see
Xune. The Shiro on one side,
What the hell is Sam
on
doing?
the other, and it's all
You're
PPQ now in this
toxic.
round.
That's so unfortunate. PPQ just able to get a free punish. 3
Oh my
players not
God.
having a
Yan,
weapon
siapa suruh
out, playing out,
upload
their
ay.
guys are holding utility, just giving them up for free. Now it's all up to Snooki, but is she gonna even try this? Don't you just go for the save in this case?
Bro, your
Yeah.
op skin isn't
It's
even
tough,
good,
no money.
bro. Why would you have
real
every
chance.
option
Bro,
available?
chill,
You
chill,
choose
Again,
that
it's
one?
Snowkey. You
Chill,
have
chill.
to
You're
respect
good,
her.
Bara,
A good kill
we
on
win.
the
Good,
defender of A. Xune did so much damage
No, no,
in
we
that
win, we
round.
win. Look at
Yeah,
that.
we win.
In
Yeah.
this case
We
now,
win,
we win,
black
we win.
all
Look
at Xune
on
die, bro.
PPQ.
It's
They're not missing a
fine.
beat here at all. There's
still
so
have 4
much punish play here.
Punish play indeed, and the wraparound, like you mentioned, good awareness coming out from them, as well as being able to preserve.
It's
their
fine, we have
opening.
Sam.
Shune
It's fine, we have
still
Sam.
guarding
Ano,
on the previous
Biru.
round. Even though Knife out, util out, and then May gets one as well. Knife out.
Desynchronized there from Kitty Nyanya. And they want to take down a team like
That was,
PPQ. Discipline needs to be instilled
unlucky.
all throughout, because this has been a showcase from PPQ in this game. How well oiled the team has been.
Terus Junior.
Communication has been on point as well.
Amin aja kentangnya nggak kayak
Here now.
kemarin lagi ya.
You saw the push out
Keiki.
onto Mount a while ago from
Udah lah ya.
Ophelia and Sleepy Keiki. This time, warning shots, yes, the pain shells to scare
Can
them
get the
off.
orb,
and
then
It will
ult.
be KNN giving up that
Can
side.
get the
Oh,
orb,
Sam.
then ult.
Wait.
Oh, but the
Oh
rotate.
no, they're going A.
Ah,
Okay.
there you go.
Deep lurk here from Teo. Envious leading the charge. Tip of the spear.
Get the orb.
Trying to find
Get
a
the orb,
deep cut.
Keiki, get the orb.
Looks like Shune is just gonna
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
back
yeah.
door.
Getting the
I
orb.
mean, they
Yeah.
do have so much utility for the retake.
No, go back to
Especially
N. No, no, no.
Both the Steel Garden and the reason why they fought for Mount. Showstopper now. Coming in from another flank angle. Here we go again. Similar look. Except we are on A side. Oh, peek out. Steel Garden. Okay, but KNN, they are held back for now.
Oh
Gonna do
shit.
a lot though. Time's gonna tick down on that ability.
Wait.
Cash! Cash!
No way. Cass is late to the party, but apparently she is the whole damn show. Ready with the gun. She gets
Cook your
more, and
corner,
that's unexpected again by KNN. PPQ are gonna get to map point.
No. They were
No way,
Roll down
guys!
there. Good discipline to hold back. Breaks
I'll
through
get, I'll
till
get.
the end, use your ult. I was really concerned about the
I'll get,
punish
I'll
there
get,
because
I'll get.
KNN, they
Match
did use the
point.
ult, so they did get pushed
Yeah.
really, really far away, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, but they just
Ya, ya,
It is so funny, you know.
huge from Cass, actually.
Cass would have
Look at this.
that there would be a gap there near the smoke.
Holy shit.
Time out now for Kitty Nyanya.
Gak kenapa
as
sih,
we
Dok?
have seen
Setiap kali ya si Keiki bawa galon tuh selalu
again, 3 rounds
selalu
in a
jadi
row,
momen
utter
konyol
control
ya.
from the defense, and even now coming into the next
Every
round here, Fluffy.
it's the new
Another
Rosa,
Sleepy
man.
Keiki.
The new
to
Rosa.
be fair,
The
yeah,
new
that's
Rosa
like a
after
weird
Jing, yeah.
smoke. I don't think
Yes.
that smoked that often
Holy
in
shit.
that play. So it's
We
not
had
something you'd
Rosa,
naturally
we
check.
have Jong, and
But
now we have
still,
Keiki.
Now the operator that you mentioned already back into play. What will happen now that it's on the
Glad
hands
that
of
when I play race, I never do that. on
It's just
PC.
been all them throughout this game.
Thank you, Ray,
We
for
saw some great moments from PPQ, especially with Sapphire in the first half, but here in the second, it's just been a team effort in control. Like UNA 18 and 9 right now has just been so stable of an anchor, especially whether you put her on A or C. She's looking comfortable to stop KNN.
Very, very true here. Hopefully they can come up with a solution. It's do or die. It looks like A side is the call, but where will the operator go? That's the big question for me.
Yeah. It's looking likely towards C again. It's been her tendency
huge
to
round
peek out
from
towards
Cass.
Mound. And we are
So
going to
happy
fight for
for
a
her.
rubble here, folks. We are seeing a triple stack from PPQ. Looking to throw out as much utility as they can.
they're
Here
fighting
comes
it.
the action, and the TP as well from Oreophilia.
Oh,
but she's
shit.
read easily, and Lulu will shut that down early on. Towards the box now. Paranoia also to play. Cass trying to hold it steady. Showstopper though! This
no.
could be deadly! And exactly that! Rolling Thunder for Rolling
okay.
Thunder. Sapphire able to get out of dodge, but still, she's there on the backside, and the pressure is on. Courtesy of KNN. They're just marching. They're
Sam.
confident.
No
They know
way.
they can
Leave it,
flood
Sam.
this. And
Leave
here
it,
they
Sam.
come.
Oh,
Sleepy
no.
Keiki also
You're
got the
back,
operator out from the equation. It's a deal right now.
Nice.
Goes to the backside.
Nice.
Shooting
Nice.
Sapphire though. An army of two trying to do it all. Nightfall into play. Darkness now as it gets multiple pings.
Oh, okay,
And it's
okay,
UNA
okay.
still here on Heaven.
Wait, still have
KNN
Steel
giving up the
Garden.
fight, but the
It's fine, it's fine.
spike! The spike is out of reach, and they're gonna need
Oh,
the
man, gonna
from the
ult, though.
shadows to just get that back.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
I don't think you can block it with two players, right?
No, that's them to take.
Oh, shit.
No way.
Oh,
Do they read?
well,
Do they
towards
read
this side
Envious?
of the
Lurk, though.
play, will they expect Envious?
Envious.
Will they
He
check
wants
the
revenge.
corners?
He wants revenge for the A incident
Yeah.
a while ago.
No.
It is gonna be
No.
good
Okay.
for the single pick. But now a 1v2,
What is
if
that?
they need to
Sam,
do it,
Sam
it
was
could be
slow
a
anyway.
Q&A.
Sam was slow anyway. It's fine.
She has the ultimate as well. The Steel Garden can be so valuable.
Yeah,
right
expensive
now,
for them.
forcing this.
Expensive.
Yeah.
Will she
Yes,
expect
yes.
them to be this close?
The pings are good. And then are ready for this one. There you have it. Natural in position.
That's fine.
And a stellar
Anti-hit.
adjustment from KNN when it looked like it
Expensive,
got
expensive.
dicey on that A side. They just call to rotate and keep themselves alive.
Awkward buy here for their.
Get in, Fluffy. Come on.
Looking behind right now, actually.
Last player.
True. You're not wrong.
Well, the big question is this it? Is it this? I don't know.
The operator though brought out again. Same case. It's towards C Mound. And KNN have really done a good job to just avoid that fact. It's been conditioned that Mound has just been PPQs to take. So Rubble really gets the commitment. But look at the rest of KNN right now, trying to see if there's any overextension.
He's so aggressive with the op.
It's danger! They almost lined up for her though.
No way.
The angle strikes Yune. The angle strikes Yune, and you see it there. She gets the two lined up for her.
Nice
It's
kill.
now
Holy
Cass
shit.
also shutting down the spike bearer.
A cast
And
down,
Dylan Envious,
alright.
a tough
They
ask
should
to keep
be-
Kitty Nyanya on this map.
Good
Tough
discipline.
task
Backs
for
away, gives
Kaka'y.
away the spike. It's 4 versus 2. They just have to play their positions. Cass already on the ready, might be able to find one more. They'll have
Comfy in, and it really was them leading the dance throughout the whole map.
Yeah, I mean, once they got control and they kind of got out of that shell shock from the operator, it seems like they just found where the gaps was, which players they could really, not players, but positions that they could really push more in. And the more space that they got, the more that they had to fight. And in their strengths, they just had so many players that really showed up. Samfire really doing so much work. Exune as well, getting a lot of impact frags. But of course, Cass to close things out. I think she herself has won like 2 to 3 rounds.
Masterclass.
Yeah, I mean, Cass has also been a stellar one to watch out for, but overall, PPQ, especially on the defense, a lot of conditioning to take the map away from their opponents. But that's going to be it for map number 1. We'll throw it over to Bellum Black and Blue for, of course, the map 1 breakdown.
Hello guys, welcome back to the desk here at Game Changers, SEA Split 2, and what a start to Lotus. Precision, power, quickness. They live up to the name.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I came with my own, 3P acronym. You're giving one of your own now here today. Okay, I like it. We're on the same vibe, on the same wavelength here, Bella. But unfortunately, it didn't seem like Kitty Nyanya were, I guess, as choreographed as I was hoping for me to see from them. To be fair, as I mentioned, right, I do think that even though Kitty Nyanya are kind of an okay team here on Lotus, they did beat, I believe, Mad Army rather, coming into before this series on Lotus. I just don't believe that the Tejo is the ideal pick in the current meta. I feel like there's more things that you could get with different initiators at the moment. It's part of the reason why most teams have kind of shied away from it, right? But more importantly than that, I think they just seemed more solid here for PPQ, right? So many moments where you can just tell, and as Dax mentioned, they were in the driver's seat throughout this map.
Yeah, and I mean, our caster said it. They dictated the game pace. Truly, it was their game. And we saw Samfire pull up. We said that she was the player to look at, and she did show up once again. But what caught me off guard, I can't even talk right now, but it was Exune.
Yeah, like, I mean, Exune, as a player, we've seen some moments from her in the past, but she's not one you typically look at and think like she might be, the player to kind of carry the whole show here. I'm not saying that it was only coming from her, but she did a lot. And fun fact, apparently Exune plays with music on. Like, she can only play with like her Spotify playlist on. Yeah. So I don't know how she does that, because I can't, but like, props, especially.
Props. We need to get her Spotify list. I think that's what did the trick.
That's true. Imagine if it's all just, like Valorant music, the theme song.
Oh,
songs
true
with the
pro
agents.
inside and outside the server. And here is our final map score. It's 13-7. First kills even. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised about that, but once again, it's very different to get the opening pick compared to being able to convert that into a 1 round, and at least for the side of PPQ here, they were much more proficient in that endeavor. You look at KKN here, though, and like even their post plants were generally pretty good, but they just were too far in between from each other. And so, yeah, I'm looking at PPQ here. I did expect them to win this map number 1. I'm still sticking with my guns that Kitty Nyanya can, maybe win map number 2 and bring us to a 3rd. But very impressive showing so far from power, precision, and quickness.
Right. I mean, it was a. I think the match felt like it went faster than it actually was. It was really quick tempoed, and
Yeah, Samfire,
I
bro.
was wondering, Kiddinganya, despite them being
21
such
to
good
11,
players, it
she's
seemed like
smurfing,
it
bro.
just kept on not working out for them. What do
Kinda.
you think
Xune
got in
sama
their way?
Sam really turned up for this one.
Well, one
Samfire
thing
is
I
on
think
fire,
that
bro.
they were just unable
They're
to
here
keep
to
up
play.
with was the aggressive space taking that we did see here coming from PPQ, power, precision, quickness, right? On their attacking side especially, it was definitely a problem that they really, I think, were trying to somehow find the answer to, but just simply couldn't because of, once again, PPQ pressing that pace on that first attacking half. In the second half, they finally, kind of got a bit more going for them here, Kitinyanya, but it's still ultimately the lead was too big, and once PPQ kind of found their groove, then it was all said and done. But Samfire, real quick, ACS 309 in that game. As you mentioned, we were looking at her to be one of the players who will really outshine the rest of the competition here in this series. And my oh my, map number 1, she definitely was very, very bright.
She was the sheer nightmare, walking around in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm. Like, terrifying. If you see Samfire coming your way, you have to be terrified.
I mean, PPQ, they were incredible with their form. Individually, they were brilliant, and they really put together a perfect team play as we expected from them. But moving on, it's going to be our next map, Sunset. But before that, we're gonna go take a quick little break. second match, second map of the day. I'm your host Bella, joined by the brainy legend, Black and Blue.
Wow.
What a start to our
I-
second
I-
series.
Yeah, more like peanut brain thing. But I'm trying to be humble, Bella. Stop feeding into what Dax and Fluffy wanted you to say, okay? But yeah, I mean, great game so far. It's all about the game and how you play it. You know, like you know.
Yeah.
You get
Keep
the
going,
people who get
please.
the people who get the reference. They know the reference. But yeah, Sunset, Lotus, same map rotation as what we kind of saw a while ago with the first series of the day, right? Like with Salapow and Kiwi's Kitchen. So will we get the same result? 2-0?
2-0, 2-0. Remember, 2 is my favorite number. I see. I feel it 2-0.
yeah.
I mean, precision, power, quickness, the way they played out our first map, they were so strong. They have the momentum in their hands right now.
Oh, definitely, right? And with their moniker, you know, precision, power, quickness, everything I think has been leading up to that, right? Like the more you say it, the more it comes true. They're manifesting these wins and they're manifesting their performance with the way that they've been doing things. But yeah, I think as compared to Lotus, though, Sunset here is a map that I would definitely say is a bit more in Kitty Ñaño's favor, just because they've had more experience on this map. They've won it twice in a row now. And you look at the opposing side here for precision, power, quickness, and they have only really played it once, albeit it was against Zipto. They lost 6-13, but then again, it was Zipto once more. And it just makes it kind of difficult to quantify, I think, where PPQ are in terms of power levels and in terms of comfortability on this map. And so, if we do go to map number 3, I wouldn't be surprised. If we end up 2-0, I still wouldn't be surprised because you made the prediction and you seem to be always right here today. So, like, yeah, either way, I think we're in for a good show.
Yeah, what do these players need to do today to surprise us? I don't know, maybe do a overtime again, but take it really far, maybe. But here is our agent comp lineup. I mean, you said what I was thinking. I think Sunset is a very different map. I mean, this is where Kitty Ñaña can actually have an opportunity to take it back from PPQ. It's a turnaround point, if we could call it. I guess it would be a PPQ trying to keep their momentum and trying to outpace Kitty Ñaña again, and then Kitty Ñaña not giving them what they want, right?
Oh, definitely. So, I mean, PPQ, right? The Q stands for quickness, and it really was, I guess, observable in that first series and some of the previous matches where they love to press that pace once again, not just on the attacking side, obviously, but even on the defensive side, right? They like to take that fight to their opposition, and I think that has been a great way to really shake up their opponents. And if you're Kitty Ñaña right now, you gotta lock in because it might be your final chance.
Yeah, this promises to be another intense map here at Game Changers Southeast Asia. Let's find out how it's all gonna unravel with our casters, Dax and Fluffy.
I like the way that Bella always says Fluffy. It gets more closer and closer to the OG Fluffy experience. But jokes aside there, our panel did mention it. This could be a chance for PPQ to wrap it up. We've seen 2 become the magic number for the day. A sweep in the first series. Will it happen here though? Or can KNN fight on back? We're back here. Map number 2, series number 2. Dax and Fluffy with you. And come on, any thoughts coming into Sunset?
We're here again. That's my thoughts. It feels like we're casting the same thing because for some reason they decide to pick the same 2 maps. But the question is, will it be a different result? And can they make it to a map number 3? I think that's the bigger question.
Yeah, I do wonder, right? Because they shaken off that map. It's already gonna be good enough. Coming into map number 2, of course, undecided because the talent is there, the power is there for KNN, but the results just weren't happening with PPQ setting the tempo in the first map.
I think that's a
Bro.
great point there.
What?
Setting the tempo. Who's
Gue
going to be the
buka
proactive one? Because
Fanta
right now
gue.
it's going to be a fight here for
Tapi
KNN to really regain
Kenapa?
control.
Kemana-mana.
They're on the attacking
Holy
half, finding a
shit.
very good mid setup right
Wait.
now.
Bro is
Default, at
bleeding.
least get some ground on his pistol growing.
No,
Keeping
my Fanta.
extremities ambiguous. They
Not
do break
sponsored, by the
doors,
way.
So honestly,
Not
sponsored.
sponsored.
already making good progress so far in this early opening.
Yeah, just a number of classics, 4 classics.
But I
here for
wish
KNN,
I
a
get
single
more
ghost
sponsor,
here.
you know?
Yeah, it's really mostly
Fanta sponsor.
investment on the utility.
Yeah.
Olulu, a heavy kill for her, and the deal right
Nice,
now
oh,
with
no.
push
Nice.
from mid to A seems to be the call
My
here.
God.
But Xune still
Oi, oi, oi.
very sharp today. Natural
What
makes
up,
the trade.
what up, what up?
Sapphire sticking around
Sip,
towards
sip,
Spawn here. And while PPQ
Picky, come on.
are keeping these fights relatively contained. KNN right now hustling towards the side. Paranoia though could be the moment. Sleeping Cakey getting in position.
planted.
The high gear with the
Ball
slide.
bang,
Sure,
bang.
spike planted. Yes. But in this case,
Oh no!
KNN just taking cover. They're really getting away from these fights. Now the flood comes on in. The spawn, the stun. Here we go.
Nice.
Natural though, overrun. PPQ
Right.
still keeping
Gucci.
Nice,
on.
Kiki.
Olulu
We checking
spotted.
corners.
Reaches there truly from Sleepy
Last
Cakey.
player
We need to
standing.
start
Doing good so far.
defusing.
It's all left to Snowkey now. The smokes perhaps
Actually,
to
it's fine.
make it contentious.
Sleepy
But here we go.
Cakey
Sleepy
goes.
Cakey is ready.
Yeah.
PPQ with the
Sleepy
pistol.
Cakey goes.
Considering
The
that they have
last
such
thing you
great
want in your
positioning on
sunset
mid,
map
KNN
is
Fun
just
fact-
Sleepy Cakey.
Fun fact, dia
goes.
pakai skin yang sama kayak gue,
Not being there early
Cuman
on
beda
and
warna
being
doang
broken
aja.
means that they have so much space, but
Yeah.
they
Oh,
get
dia
rebounded
oranye.
here as PPQ go for another
Oren.
pincer.
Dominatus
And that
kan?
being said, they didn't even like perfectly play the ones onto the offensive side. Missing a couple shots here and there. You thought
Hey,
that,
Black, why you no use
have
face
so
guard?
much
Use
more
face
players
guard
on the
lah,
side,
face
but I
guard
guess it
good.
doesn't matter. We're with PPK just dashing in.
What is the
Yeah,
face
just
god?
very
Yang
tempered
baru ya?
again by
Face
PPQ at
guard,
the start.
yes.
And
Ah.
once
John
it
Wick,
comes to the
John Wick.
retakes,
Nah,
it's
bro, nah,
pressure
bro.
at a faster
Yes,
Nah,
pace.
bro. It
It's
looks
been
like
that
fate in
leadership
CS,
really for
bro. When you
PPQ
cannot
throughout,
afford fate in
KNN.
CS,
Just
then
want to
you buy
mention
it
real
on
quick that they
Valorant.
had these different
Yes,
competitions on
yes,
this map.
bro.
Nah, nah, nah,
And
nah.
the Sova together, they've stuck around rather with the Raze and
So
Fate
nice.
instead. And as the Prowler looks to find a bit of intel,
X-Unit.
Tripwire stops it first,
X-Unit.
and KNN to back away from B.
Slow and steady is still the name of the game right
Bro,
now. but
my
space not
hands
really gained
wet
so much
from
for the
Fanta,
attacking
bro.
side.
What is
Trip
this?
On the mid side, still there, covering a
Still
lot of the
waiting.
ways that they can explode out of. They're gonna have to go for a hard hit. The deep hold already onto the A side is gonna deter that.
Aku takutnya nanti disemutin semua hero.
Really quickly.
Kas
there.
Fanta
The
ya.
initial flash, DPK actually doesn't fall for it.
Yeah, she gets out, dodged.
The forward flashes as well.
Yeah, the fast lane's got it.
Nice one,
Okay.
Sapphire. Nice one,
Oh,
How
Sapphire.
really?
painful is it to just lose the fast lane and get hit by the shot like that? Yeah,
Never
like,
We're chilling, we're chilling.
well, it's
Chilling.
electric here from PPQ.
We're so
and
back.
As of now, yeah, KNN.
Yeah, we are chilling.
Kemarin
is really
kemarin
struggling
tuh
to
belum
find any
panas
space.
aja.
It is an eco anyway,
First match.
as PPQ have been commanding so far. And these
Nice.
Oi.
Here we go
Nice,
again.
alright.
Clinical
Nice wall out,
from
Kiki.
Sapphire with a 3K, and PPQ a flawless anti-eco, so they're bringing everything they have into the next round here.
Even more with all those kills on the board, their ultimates being fueled ever so close. They almost have the halfway through the, or more than half for the Hunter's Fury on Sapphire. So just a couple kills here and there can really delay a lot of the brunt of the damage coming in from KNN if they get the great timing. On the upside, of course, the buy's gonna come in. The question is, where will they go? Because this mid control has been a problem that they haven't been able to solve. Somehow, they did okay on the pistol. So why they can't replicate it is a big question to me right now.
The rifle's out for KNN. Still the pace tempered here.
They found my cage
Seems like mid is the initial point of contention for KNN. Goes to the market. There's the Prowler 2. Leading now Adil
good blind.
to the site. But the paranoia. Okay, the Cyber
Yes.
Cage
Oh,
spots up at the right
no.
time. But Olulu still with a good angle. And
Hey, good
KNN,
for
a
one.
two-pronged attack towards B, allows them to make the entry happen.
The question is, where will Sleepy Cakey go? Will she try to go with the brunt of her team? The double up here
Careful,
on that
Kiki. There's a
natural. They
trip.
do have the drone as well. Sliding in
drone.
for the entry.
Natural.
No one's gonna go. Trip.
There's no way.
Yeah, the trip. It's a line that cannot be crossed quickly.
Yep.
By Sleepy Cakey. Now she can go
Ooh,
for
good
it.
stun.
The stun
Yep.
of perfection.
Alright.
And now the window down with
Alright,
the
got
Spectre
done.
is enough to get that pick. But numbers now.
3v3,
It's still
actually
KNN in position towards
Oh.
main. There's also a long wrap here. A flank from Snowkey could be deadly. The fault line comes in. Sleepy Cakey now with a tap onto the spike. The pain shell's buying a lot of time for now. Got the shock though. Flushing Envious out. It's KNN striking again!
Wait, we still
And
got
another two-pronged attack here. It's been clinical. It's been perfect for this round. Just pick a Nago, why don't you? Because
Expensive.
KNN have it all
Expensive.
to get on the board.
That was a great way to close things out. Heads up play there to go for the wraparound. Really proving value towards the end. The investment early. Really pushing the agenda here for KMN on the field.
Where do you look, right? Main or market? Main or market? Twice. That question was posited towards the side of PPQ and KNN. That's a good way to get on the board. But look at how this becomes different on the defense for PPQ. They're the ones to bring out the operator early on.
Sleepy cakey off.
Sleepy cakey
The last thing you want in your sunset map is a sleepy
But
cakey
honestly, I feel like when you
off.
have an op, you just let them walk in.
Yeah, you can perhaps just see a deal coming, but those feats
Di dog nga
will be
ni. Oh, nga
fancied
di
by
bubog.
Sleepy Cakey in this scenario.
No, they're not.
Now there's,
Wait.
Nice,
there's
Oh
confidence, and he just walked in that
yeah.
one.
Sleepy cakey
Immediately,
off.
Sleepy
Cakey
Cakey
off.
is just
Nice one,
so
Cakey.
quick on the shot. And the rest of KNN lacking their duelist.
Good for one.
Are putting pressure towards elbow, perhaps. The lurk, really, the one to
Oreo.
watch out for. But
Nice.
Oreo,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
will be knife out. Yeah,
Excuse
KNN.
me.
It's been a problem throughout the series, and PPQ, they've gotten two already.
They didn't go for the commit as well. I feel like in that situation, you just run towards the A side. Yes, there's an operator, but you do have your controller player as well as a flash on a Lulu. Now they have to fight and re-clear the entirety of this mid section because they don't know where this cipher fell back onto.
Like this.
There's some right ideas
Drin,
from PPQ
contact,
right
swing.
now.
Okay.
Sapphire.
Oh,
Oh,
dia yang swing, nice
oh
one.
no!
Sapphire
There's no way.
on
It
fire.
can't be like that. Sapphire's 3K. It's been a
Sapphire
standard.
on
But that
fire.
first kill onto Snowkey, I just felt bad for KNN there.
I felt bad for
Damn.
Snowkey as well. I don't
Yeah,
think
this-
I've ever seen an Omen
Oh, but
die in that
lunge
position.
because she
Yeah,
lunged
lunge.
the dark cover, like not like that.
I actually kind of
Oh.
forgot that that's how that works.
Like, look at that. What?
Ah.
Oh.
So safe as well behind the box. Great positional play and heads up awareness not to give that mid side. Really proving to be the final nail in the coffin that round. PPQ feel like they're in control right now. They have the operator and still low buy coming in for this attack.
Yeah. Sometimes in those scenarios just feels like a weird posture check. But hey, KNN, they're lacking on the funds. They know the operator's still around the map. This time Sleepy Cakey positioned towards market. In this case, they're gonna default it up. Wait to see if anyone from PPQ will push on out. But that's the thing, PPQ, they've been disciplined throughout the
Got no
series.
reason.
Yeah, they're happy to play the waiting game and wait out the timer.
Every second that ticks down is just more pressure onto KNN. PPQ can just kind of relax in this spot. They don't have any incentive at all to contest anything. It's not like they're on a lower buy or have to take risks. This time around, though, one way does
Oh, no,
fail. Might
miss.
give a chance for an
It's
awkward
okay.
angle here.
Still got it, I think.
If
That's
it
the
pays.
mark.
Ophelia,
Yeah, it could be just a weird
Oh,
peekaboo.
this is so awkward.
Every second, every minute now, finally.
A bit higher.
Get the push on out and
Okay, nice.
Ophelia into the corner, but she's
Oh,
ready for
shit.
this one.
Good for one.
To get
Still
at
good
least
for
the
one.
one. But that is the gun
also?
down.
Swing.
So Snowkey
3, 2,
with
1.
firepower to
Oh,
move
shit.
forward here. Elbow pressure. Lulu holding into
And
the corner.
Okay,
Lulu holding into
And
the corner.
okay, there we go.
Tension
Wait, what the
again.
hell
Bro,
happened?
I'm
Oh,
lagging,
Lulu.
bro.
She's gotten some massive kills, but fast lane though to cover the cross.
Holy
Sleepy
shit, I'm lagging,
Cakey
guys.
is on
My
the
bad,
spike.
guys.
Full tap.
No,
Here comes the
Cakey.
shot and
Oh,
Lulu. This is a moment to be made, and a 4K in the Thrifty will keep KNN going.
Guys, I'm sorry,
Questionable
guys.
rolling thunder
My internet
towards
sucks,
the
bro.
end turns out to be the
Holy
space that
shit.
they needed to make greatness come alive. And Olulu really
What?
shutting down. Great crouch towards the end, just moving across their placement. And at the end of the day, finding value in the situation, especially considering that we were saying that they were losing so much time early on, proves that they are still in this fight.
Yeah, just
Last player
Oh.
standing. One
can never count out KNN. Kirinyanya has had a solid run so far in the playoffs, even though they're in the lower bracket. You can see how tough they made it versus Mad Army. And Olulu was a huge part of that fact. It can come up clutch.
Sleepy Cakey judge.
Sleepy
Sleepy
God.
Cakey
Team
judge.
is meant to be taken market
Yeah,
here, but
Abradilo.
that's the judge
Abradilo.
exposed. So Sleepy Cakey will stop the push into the doorway, yes. But because of it, now KNN play a game of keep away and they're gonna go focus towards B main.
Very scary up close. Like you mentioned, the long rotate, maybe pass something else. Interesting trip here. It's going to get a boombot or a prowler, but they can
Nice
easily just teleport through. Snooki might be in a good position if they have the read for it, but they have to check the corner. They do have the util to flush it out. That's going to be interesting as they move forward here. Will they get the trip? No. I think so.
Huh? Trip? No, it gets triggered for a while.
Yeah,
Now it's
okay.
broken, and Adil, backside cleared out. I'm looking at PPQ here, man. And they have some ultimates to work with on the retake.
They do. They have a lot of room to play with. Time ticking down. Pressure now on this side. They do have the ultimate from Samfire to clear out a lot of these pesky corners. Will she use it right now? She has to find the perfect spot to go with the team. The stun also available. They have the shock to clear the corners. They're low on time though.
Valorant did spot outside there. Snooki here. First contact! Bringing it all down! And KNN winning out the trades. Neurotef also into play. They know main though. Held together well. And just up close. Kitty Nyanya. Now Ferocious in the fight back. Samfire. What can you even do at this point? Stunned up, yes, but shoots! But Kitty Nyanya, a teammates too. Everyone on the board to tie it all up.
Equalizing the situation there, KNN, they found their groove, and so far so good as PPQ. I feel like they under-invested on the retake there. They could have used the Hunter's Sphere to maybe clear up all the corners, especially early on when they got spotted by the drone. Instead, they go for the triple swing, they get punched with the lineup, and Envious is able to get an isolation as well.
Yeah, just KNN, they're ready for those initial contact points. If it's not someone like Adil, right? You have players like Snooki can do it, Natural could be one to consider as well. And speaking of her, Nightfall available. There's the gun now to be picked up as well. And PPQ on the other side. An eco here. A bit of a push towards B main. They have the overdrive to use. They can make this work if ever. But oh, Lulu already knows exactly what's going on. Some warning shots there. And PPQ will have to give up the initial set.
Good that they were able to spot it early though and dodge this. Now they can wrap around and focus their efforts here onto Samfire. Just making sure that but it's not gonna stop her from getting anything.
There's no dodging that though, and there's no way to escape after the paranoia play. Envious though has gotten the flank towards mid, and KNN some angles to work with. Jabari comes through, Sleepy Caking the stun bouncing, and here comes Xune ready to catch two more. What a chance here by PPQ. They're making this happen. It's a 2v1, and Envious has to do it all alone here.
Spike not there as well. It's gonna be a challenge for the double up here. They could just play the corner, but they have to guess left or right. So far though, Kaz is looking in the right direction with a crossfire being held. The problem is
30 seconds
she's
left.
not at an angle. It's easy to trade, and it might get away with a 1v1 if Envious gets really quick.
Okay, so they fights.
Oh yes,
but Xune will show her how to do that shot. A 3K for both ciphers, but the thrifty for PPQ will keep them in the lead.
Wow, that's something that I don't think that KNN expected. They already dodged the brunt of the opposing force on the early push on B main, but it seems like the heroics here from Oriovilia as well as Samfire really slowing down this. Yes, they get punished by Envious, but at that point the damage is already done.
Yeah, I mean that stun from the Neon was pivotal. It just lands exactly on the feet of KNN, even bounces off one of them or the wall, I believe. But in any case, Sleepy Cakey setting it up, Xune is shutting it down, and those 3 kills again proving how much of a marksman she's been throughout this series. Pressure onto Market though. The fire again triggered. Scan comes in towards main, so they know again this will be the 3-2 split here. And PPQ are ready for this one. Raises down. Now through the smoke. They're going for the cross. Nightfall into play. And still PPQ sticking around. Sapphire brave, but now she's killed. KNN, they've gotten 2 on the board, and they will get the fight for now, but Xune will give a vote of confidence. Here comes Cass. Here comes Sleepy Cakey. And KNN, they're stuck in the rock and a hard place. Lulu just can't find any way to work with. It's a 5th round for PPQ.
Wow, just extending the lead when they can, and KNN struggling to find a foothold on that round. Hopefully with this better buy, it's going to be great for them.
Ini orang trolling anjing. Nih.
It's been solid for PPQ though. Just prepped on all fronts. More and more, they're understanding.
She's
how
doing
KNN loves to play from these 2 angles. They send out the explosiveness of the deal on one side. They try to set up with initiators on the other. If they have the angles checked, if they have a good stack right, it's been the answer here for the defense.
That's very true. Hopefully they do something a bit more proactive, a bit more aggressive. Because the smoke mid does give them a lot of control, but without breaking that trip, it doesn't actually send anyone to have to hold it.
Well then,
Yeah, that trip.
that trip. It's gone now.
Never mind. Problem solved.
Problem solved. Well,
Itu
Xune will have to
camnya
watch
Sony gak
the
sih?
mid angle because
Dipakai
of
X
that.
ini.
Beyond it, PPQ back to their business towards A main. Sleepy Cakey in the front.
Nice, Kiki.
Oh,
Fight.
nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Already knew the conclusion there before it even ended.
Wait,
Natural falls.
is X ini?
As the sheriffs of the rest of the team look to make the push out towards mid. Xune to Xune! The transfer so good! Now the spray for even more!
Spike
And
down.
Oriopelia there for the helping hand. The sheriff for style points. And PPQ, a 6th round for them.
Holy shit,
Great repositioning there from Xune, really holding down the fort. The one time that they are like, okay, we will actually break the trip this time outside of pistol, but unfortunately, there is a guardian there to hold the
Oh
door.
my god.
These mid holds though from PPQ.
Oh, that transfer. Vandal.
Exemplary. Yeah, exactly. Whoever's holding mid is just doing some incredible damage. Whether it be the Cypher, whether it be the Sova, the KNN triple swings just haven't found success there.
They just gotta start plugging a lot of the holes that are the possibilities for KNN to maybe mount a success on. If they don't give them the crumbs, it's gonna be difficult, but here comes the speed already.
Yup. Oh!
Happening, the jump in, not gonna be able to run away from that, but will they
No
clear
way.
the backside?
You're talking about the crumbs. Here's the full cookie, but then again, Cass the one,
get two.
making
We
sure
get two.
that his oven is heated. And Cass!
my
How
God,
does
no!
Cass get that close anyway? It's still a trade in the end.
remaining.
And KNN make their way towards the A site. Xune, he's spotted because
planted.
of neural theft, but a 1v3 ahead of her.
Oh, good. Mahal, mahal, mahal. Mahal ulti,
Cookie
mahal.
crumbles real quick, and it looks like not the sweetest of desserts right now. Xune has to clean it up and get this going. She does manage to get her way into sight though, so that's gonna be a bit difficult.
Ooh.
Isolation is
That's
there.
one.
She
Able
can do
to
it.
find one.
She's been doing this so far.
Holding a
Isolating
There's
the
two
fight
cages.
one by one. Cyber cages to make sure the sight lines aren't seen.
Oh, we don't have
That. Neural theft. High and they're both gone! Xune, what have you done
Whoa!
here?
My
She's doing it all
Whoa!
for PPQ. And we get
Whoa!
another round thanks to her.
one
Sarapan apa, Iko?
v3. Impossible
Sarapan
situation.
apa,
Your
anjir?
location
What
even
the
revealed.
Edo, calm
Yet
down,
it
Edo.
doesn't matter if you can land shots like that.
Sarapan
Crispy
apa?
coming
Nice
in for
one.
Xune.
Nice one,
It is
nice.
able to keep the dream alive.
Good God, so
Unreal.
God, my
Just
god. My actual god.
unreal.
Oh my god.
From Xune. We were talking about it a
shit,
while
pusing gue,
ago.
bro.
Isolate these
What
fights.
is
Very
that?
winnable
dude, fuck.
market right now. But then Cass is still in a similar position. She's holding
Sumpah
behind
gua,
the door.
guys,
Now
gue
she
benci
hears
banget
the
sama
guns.
idiom ya.
With all that utility, she can put a stop to this. The stun comes out.
Obvious, so connect please.
Adil able to dodge it.
Oh, good damage.
She's gotten some space. She's shells there to force Cass away. KNN still in the same step that they've been stuck in so far.
I want it,
They
man.
still have drone. And they don't have drone. And there's one already
Okay.
tagged.
They're actually
Still
stuck
have-
in mid.
They had,
They're actually
and now
stuck
it's
in mid.
gone. They did get intel with it, but time is running out here for
30
Kitty
seconds
Nyanya.
left.
And well, who's waiting on the
Lu
other
detik
side
berapa,
of
Dok?
this one? Where's the Cypher?
Enggak, ini gue nonton
Waiting
dari lu.
on
Oh,
A.
okay.
Sapphire as well has been stemming the tide from mid for so long. Envious will have to walk into this one
Okay.
knowing time is running out. The tripwire is there. The camera says hello, and Adil might be
Oh,
the
okay.
target.
All good.
Xune though, doesn't get the kill. There's a
Chilling,
chance
we're
now
chilling,
for
we're
KNN to go for the plant. Natural into cover. The boom bot's there. Hunter's
no.
Fury though, but Envious
Oh.
actually
Oh, dari shot.
taking out the
Kelihatan.
bowman, and now Sapphire's
Okay.
gone.
Nice, Xune.
KNN with a chance,
All good,
sure,
all
but
good.
it's looking slimmer and slimmer with
Masih
Xune
ada
still around
Xune.
here by Ali. 4v3 for now. Paranoia into play. Where is Sleepy Cakey?
Oh,
Thunder,
shit.
as you mentioned.
So
Envious though
good.
stepping up
So
massively.
nice.
A triple for the Cypher. Now
So
Xune
nice.
in position. Xune again,
Please.
having
She
to
has
do
to go
it
big. She
all.
has to go big
But it's a
again.
different setup for KNN. A crossfire
She's
now.
got both cages.
And Envious, one away from the ace. She gets
nice
it. She's
try.
done it. And Kitty Nyanya, there is still a heartbeat for them.
Last round before the switch.
Unexpected when you shouted Kitty
Ups and
Nyanya,
downs,
but
welcome.
that is
I
true.
think you are-
It was such a great round there
Welcome,
to get that
Granada,
ace.
my
And what great timing as well, being able to remove the Hunter's Fury as well as staying up the rest of the team. Just the anti-flank of anti-flanks here for the Cypher, just mowing them down on Envious.
Honestly, it
Imagine
could
dia
have been another
si
Xune
Xune
moment,
nge-flick
but
ke
Envious
Cypher one tap,
we were
terus
talking
langsung
about her.
trade ke
now
holy
joining
shit.
the active rotation, the active roster for
Yeah.
KNN.
Tapi susah
Storied
sih.
player,
I mean, honestly, she had
long-time veteran,
dua
and she can
cages.
make some
Bisa
incredible
isolate
plays like
1v1.
that. That kill onto Sapphire had to be
Okay,
the
all
biggest
good,
one
all
there,
good.
Fluff, but
good.
look at
No,
PPQ.
sure.
They're going for mid here.
They're the ones who are going to take the fight this time around. We saw this on actually their first series, but unlike that, this hold seems a bit more stable with the passive nature of KNN. Good use of utility for them to flush out the A players, but look, oh, and the wraparound. They're just playing for the retake right now. They have to be a little aware of Envious with alert.
Yeah. And Adil,
Bro, I hate this.
we can't go this way. The Prowler. Not getting away with it this time.
God.
And PPQ, the one who gets PPQ, the one who gets the jump on them. Rolling Thunder to
Oh,
try
okay.
and clear out the site. The damage done
Wait.
from the rear already. 2 gone. Looking for more. Snowkey
no.
and Lulu trying to fight back.
Nice
Yes,
catch.
but Cass
Nice.
is a
Spike
steady,
down A.
steady hand here on Ali. And anyone who gets towards that spike, well, it will be PPQ ready
no.
for this one. Snowkey, though, massive to find 2 more.
Oh,
She's gone in the triple,
PPQ.
and with from the shadows, she's going for B.
That's going to be a lot of time ticking down on this spike. More pressure. Where will the rotate come from? Very early smoke, though. That's going to fade before the spike does pop, but so many angles to check. She has to be so aware. She has the paranoia in her pocket. Both Omens with TPs. It's going to be a clean fight. Snowkey a little low, but that's not going to matter with the Vandals.
Yeah, Snowkey here. Looking to try and play from market perhaps. Moving over to Boba now. Could catch Oriophilia in the app. Thanks for the
Hunted for
sound
Boba,
cues.
see?
No.
Time is ticking. Smoke's there though. Oriophilia with the tap. Mystery here.
Nah,
But
yeah, she
Snowkey.
wins.
Ah,
Holy shit.
Oriophilia
Predictable.
is just a step ahead. And PPQ commanding it again. 8-4 to end the first half.
Still, maybe not the round that they were thinking of for the overall score, but
Switching
8-4 is
sides.
still a commanding lead, doubling already KNN's output, and it looks like, hopefully, they're going to be able to close this out as they did on map number 1.
Yeah, but look at this. This has been a similar story to that first map. PPQ punish, PPQ flank, and PPQ just keep on going.
PPQ, yeah.
The tempo,
Enemy remaining.
it's been
Yeah,
the
boy.
series story so far. And precision, power, quickness, they have been the ones in the driver's seat from the get-go. Quick little halftime here, guys, so you'll see us for the time being. Gotta ask you though,
guys, very
Fluffy,
quick.
what could be
I'm gonna refresh this and also gonna test my fucking internet, you know.
towards mid into market, right, to play into B. It was successful at the start, but more and more, PPQ would answer that. And then we also
that's
saw
not bad.
near the end of that first half, PPQ
Oh,
were
that's
the ones taking mid away.
Very true. Right now, it feels like they have to
Even
kind of
Siva,
pull the
Antonio
pressure
Leon,
off
Kagita,
this
jump.
defense and kind of dismantle them slowly, but they need to take the second half of the round very, very seriously because they need to explode. They have to have a decisive call somewhere in the mid-round to make sure that they get where they want to go quickly because they won't go there without a fight.
Yeah, there's some massive moments though for KNN. You got Olulu having a big round. Of course, we won't forget the ace that we had from Envious. But those are just samples. It's PPQ who's looking to find the full course meal here. And they're going to move on to the attack as we end halftime, and we are going to be getting back into the game. Still, this is the lower bracket. If you lose, you are out of the running. There's still one more spot up for grabs here in GC Southeast Asia to make it the Game Changers Pacific. And it could be one of the teams making a rally in the lower bracket. Exciting times here. The pressure is on for Kitinyanya though.
Interesting.
Indubitably.
Indomitable.
Unbreakable.
Unshakable.
Okay, Primark, whatever you say.
Yes, but like our pod said, it's still undeniable that this half is about to start, and we're gonna see how this story ends. Will it conclude here on Sunset? Because
Let's
we're
go.
already going for an explosive start.
Sleepy
Sleepy Cakey able to find one.
Cakey
Snowkey controller off the board. The
Oi, oi.
frag here, but Envious, great stun, the support to take her out. Good trade, but that still is a net positive. She's still confused. How did she get
Oh,
in?
no.
Yeah, it was so fast. It even made Fluffy Yap there in the end. Okay, and then still with the
nice
numbers,
Sapphire.
Envious in position, but now flushed out by PPQ. And this could be them very confident on the B plant. Look out
Beware.
though, B main, where KNN's going for. Natural spotted too.
That's
Beware.
gonna be the big
Okay.
question here. Cast good angle here, control onto market.
Kayak
They have to
apa,
make a
Oreo
move before
Kayak
they get
Cat.
flanked. Break the pincer before it gets started. But with two
Shalom,
players
yes.
already coming out.
Nice cash.
No, oh, never mind. My point is gone because they cleared it, so now they can refocus all their efforts here on Tolulu.
Yeah, they're hanging out here by Market.
Nice,
And PPQ, they're set up for success.
Yeah.
Until here. Tough ask and an even tougher time.
Yeah.
Cass there with the trade
Yes.
and a pistol for PPQ. How many has that been for the series? I think that's 3 out of 4 at this point.
Very, very true. 4-9 right now. Almost to the double digits.
Yeah.
Basically guaranteed, let's be honest. If a miracle doesn't happen, it's going to be hard to slow this train down.
Yeah, it's just been all aboard the PPQ Express here. And even on the attacking side, they're the ones surprising KNN with the swiftness that they had there. But then again, it's still par for the course in the competition. Sleepy Cakey, she has no fear. That judge is mad.
Cakey.
She's just
What?
running at him. She's just running
Okay.
at Olulu right now. There's no way
Yes.
you can escape from Sleepy Cakey.
Sleepy Cakey
And that is
judge.
just
Sleepy Cakey
KNN
judge.
done
Judge.
dirty, man. A Neon running at you full sprint with a judge. What do you even do with classics?
It's the new
Nice.
upgrade package,
Nice
really
one,
pushing
Kiki.
her to the limits
Nice
right
move.
now.
Man.
Able to really get so
Even
much
do
ground,
anything.
especially
Yeah.
when the rest of the field isn't even at that pace yet.
Go push Kiki. Yeah.
Fastest
No.
one all
Yes.
across
No.
the board now. She's been taken down and the judge. And just got a kill with the judge. Might not want to give her the judge anymore because PPQ, the rest of the team, will get the double digits there.
3 rounds to maybe close this out, and PPQ, they want this. BNB mentioned earlier, I can't forget because when he says it, I remember. This is gonna be a knockout game, so hopefully for KNN, they really gotta put in the pressure right now and put the pedal to the metal.
Of all the points to remember from Black and Blue, that has to be the most important. Absolutely. But
He said
PPQ,
so many things.
he did say so many things.
I learned so much, but I learned that the most.
Well, lessons to be learned. That's why we sometimes have the TLDR. But look, from what we're reading, PPQ in control into the bonus go. And Sleepy Cakey, no more judge. It's a Bucky this time. And KNN are kind of expecting that they're playing away from B main after hearing the Neon sprint at them. And they hold onto Market. The Fade as well getting incel, and Adil wants a piece of that action. Tries to go for the swing. The Cyber Cage dissuades her. The rest of PPQ rotating towards A this time.
Good positioning here, but Samfire, no weaponry still. Gonna be that util player at the moment. Until at least they get the mark. She does have the drone, so that might be something to spot out this A stack. Because if not, this is gonna be a pain train if they try to push through it.
Yeah. Looking set and ready for KNN. A good chance for them if they can keep up these positions. The Aldrone, though, forcing Adil away. Sleepy Cakey, but the shutdown, the knockdown. And it's a
Sikat udah
takedown
ke-stun masih
from
bisa
Adil
headshot tuh.
to really silence the Neon quite early on into the round. Anyway, over
Oh,
onto
good
mid.
adjustment.
Market, of course,
They're
has
going
been
to mid.
exposed for quite a while, and PPQ wants to go for it. And just
30
now,
seconds
catching
left.
Cass on the cross. Still dangerous to
Nice
swing
one,
at
Cass.
this way, and Cass is the one to take advantage of that fast 4v4.
Oh.
Adil giving the advantage back here for
That
KNN. Flash
pick
comes
was,
out, and Adil wants to get into the fight already.
LOL! LOL!
Lands straight into her pain chills. PPQ happy for the freebie. Slow walk now.
And tidak.
Yan niya.
Radio. Nice one, Sapphire.
Comes out, the
No!
Sapphires going, oh, look, she's spray though.
no.
It's just
Yes.
absolutely on it. Cass finally
Oh.
gets a wake-up call, but this is all Olulu for KNN to win this round.
What
Cass
a
was
way
still
to
holding
end
that
things there.
util, bro.
Especially, I don't
Cass
think
was still
they
holding that
respected
util.
the
That's
possibility of the
Liatin
aggression
Nomayat.
coming in from
Liatin
Olulu.
Nomayat.
Even their breach,
Tembakin
still
din.
arms out and Cass caught off guard.
Yeah, just didn't expect that to happen. Olulu though, she's been solid with the spray down here. All in all, KNN, it's a round they needed. Yes, there's love, but it's still so costly, right, for the defense. They invested. This was the bonus from PPQ, and now the disparity looking even wider for PPQ to take advantage of.
Very true. Hopefully, they start getting some momentum their way. The judge still in hands of Snowkey. It's going to be difficult for them to really convert this unless they get really close. What an aggressive TP.
You
Just
want
right
really
in the middle.
close? You want really close, but then Adil is able to
Nice
keep them
shooting.
away again.
Two.
Exune, what's new? double for herself. Adil low HP has to back off onto the site.
They're 1 HP.
And in that chaos PPQ,
You know,
they went for the full send
but
early
they
on.
but she
Now
has
they're back
all.
to their usual business. Silence their approach as they crawl their way towards A.
Slow and steady is the
Yeah.
way towards
They
the
have to
call
walk
for
in and
A.
then swing.
Looks like there's still one player behind the
Keep
box, a
walking,
showstopper
please.
in hand. But will that be able to stop the push? The double up here
Papa
already.
udah balik, Pak.
As Snooki's there, but still, it's still the judge.
Showstopper.
And then already got the
Nice.
spotter out.
Oh no!
Thank you for using
Here
that
comes the
showstopper.
Here comes the
Here comes
what?
the
That
what?
is not what you want to do for
Here comes the
KNN.
what?
Heartbreaker. The intention made sense, but it's just too late at that point. And envious.
Lol.
I will envy the position she
Yaudah,
put
tuh.
in.
Lol, indeed.
She's done all
Seharusnya
she can
begitu
for
ada
KNN
satu
here.
tembakan langsung.
Tough ass though versus
Iya.
Soundfire and the rest.
Buka, Cok.
Can't even see
Tapi bagus
any
dia nggak
contact
gitu.
point.
Bagus dia nggak
Bagus
gitu
dia nggak gitu.
maksudnya.
Bagus,
Makes her way
bagus.
towards
Iya.
the site.
Good
Cash
for
should be
us,
ready.
good for us.
Good,
A swing
good
from
fumble,
Sapphire
good fumble.
alongside Exune seems to be the game plan. And in this case,
Oh, there's no way.
Envious.
There's no way. No time.
She's still gonna peek this. She's still gonna peek this. And now she
Whoa,
walks straight
exit-
into the crosshairs
exit frag
of
there.
precision, power, quickness. 11-5 here.
2 rounds to maybe close the series out. They have a great economy right now. The control so far has been pretty stable for them. I'm surprised that they were able to get this get away with this. With some rounds being very aggressive. Even right now, they're pinging somewhere really deep closer to Boba on that defender's side. So hopefully this looks like a mid take, I think.
You're a Boba guy, more of a KBBQ kind of guy, you know? I don't know.
I'm ready. Well, hopefully they can also bring this home because it's 5-11 right now. They just need 2 rounds to close things out.
And let's see. KNN. Oh, it's an eco even.
Renam Phantom, good.
It's really been the story so far for Kitty Nyanya. Some good ideas, some big potential with their angles. But more and more PPQ. They're showing that they have the plan. And
This split.
the creep up
Wait,
towards
this
A
split is so
main.
good.
Will it just be effectively ignored with a
Oh,
wraparound
this
from Boba? Eyes on Casto.
Nice.
For one,
Nice.
he's gonna second and the spray.
Huge,
She
huge
controls
by
it
Cass.
enough to just hit the legs of both targets.
Cut him
Spike to be
down.
planted, cut him down, 5v3.
5v3, the wraparound not gonna work. The pressure gone because of Kansas heroics. Gonna force them to come out on the more default angles, and PPQ is positioned to punish.
So tough. To go through this door, to go through this smoke. It's a death sentence. And Natural and Adil, just a last look perhaps. Nice shot from Lulu. There's the trade. The dart though, confirming immediately mid is where the angle, the action's at. And Sleepy Cakey, she wants more. She can't get any more though. KNN, respect! The classic
Respect,
smoke
respect.
damage! But it's still
Okay.
not gonna be good enough. PPQ have
They
worked for
almost
this
paid for
one,
extra.
and here they are on series
Holy.
point.
The aim is true, but is it too little, too late? PPQ series point. You already said it, and
She
I'm gonna
already
say it
texted me.
again because Black and Blue said a while ago that if one of them loses, that's it.
Huh?
Oh, is it done?
You're saying
Okay.
this is an elimination match?
I know.
Unbelievable. The lower bracket, the stakes are at the highest here. You make it at the end of the lower
This is a
bracket.
pawn
You go,
shop?
yeah, it's a pawn shop. You go through the gauntlet, you get a slot into
Hey, go in.
Pacific.
Just hold- Yeah.
Yeah, Sipto, they've confirmed it. Team Falcons, they confirmed it.
Go in. Yes.
And for PPQ, they're 1 round away from
Oh, wow.
taking the next step to try and go for it. They're
Go
gonna
for
send
it.
it with Sleepy KP's overdrive. Here comes the lightning, and Vilas can't handle all that pressure. And as PPQ go for A,
go,
they're gonna
Go
realize
for
this is
ace.
looking clear for them.
Go for it.
Coming
Oh,
in
yo,
from
yo, yo.
Sleepy Cakey,
Chill
just
out.
clear
You're not
out
Ultraman,
alone,
bro.
able to also connect with their team and create the breach. The operator gonna
planted.
have to reposition, and Adil has such an awkward way to play this. No ultimate as well. They
Feel
have
like,
to clear out the
oh,
deal if they
yeah.
know he's close.
Oh,
but the
yeah,
other does not drive, but the shots don't connect.
Nice.
Now the
like
spray
that.
comes in. Olulu, I think shutting that
Nice,
one down.
Kiki.
Hunter Silver
Yes.
comes on in too.
Alright.
And PPQ. Oh, Natural. Even getting tagged. Low for Snowkey. Low for Natural. They come in from the alley, but
No way,
Sapphire now with the drone
Okay, bro.
exposes
No way,
it
no way.
all.
Even
Time is
Paper
running
X
out
can't
here
throw this.
for KNN,
Even Paper X can
and
throw
their
this. They
lifeline
have-
is looking forfeit after the Rolling Thunder. Natural sent into the abyss, and then in the name for PPQ, precision,
Nice one, KP.
power,
Nice one,
and
guys.
quickness. They take the series 2-0.
Holy.
A swift ending for
Well
what
played,
started
well
as
played.
such a close battle on map number 1 here on Sunset. Finally, things do end in concrete 2-2-0s today. Very
Wait.
Yeah.
interesting.
Nat dengar beritanya nggak?
Just
Apa tuh?
sweep City
HyperX
all
mau
throughout the lower
ada
bracket.
kemungkinan
And
mau buka
precision,
game
power,
changers.
quickness.
Game changers.
Gotta respect the game that they
What
put
if-
up here
Kemarin Selasa.
from the get-go, from
What
the
if-
first round of
Bisa.
map number 1.
What
Bisa.
if
They are
PPQ
just
diangkat PR?
once putting on the show, the ones who
If
are
they
putting on the
want,
story,
they
man.
can.
And all in all,
It would
I
be
think
crazy. That would actually be
Itu.
crazy.
really
That would
If they
a
actually
threat
want
to
be
be
crazy.
reckoned with here in the lower bracket.
I mean, not only
Coach
in
Alex,
their
you
team
see
play,
this
but
raw
you can see
talent
the
here,
individuals
Coach
that have
Alex.
really stepped up,
Pure
The
talent.
like
W
the rest of the
gaming
gang, really
soul
holding down a
lives
lot
in
of those pivotal
PPQ.
angles.
Yes,
Outside of
yes,
all the nerd talk,
yes.
they
It-
just played really well
Ya,
as a
nggak apa-apa,
team, and
Mama
more
duluan
than
aja
that,
pakai
they're
toilet.
able to play off each other a bit
Holy
better
Aku kan mau
shit.
mainin
pace, and I think
TikTok.
that's the
Yeah.
showings of what the potential of
And
the team
you-
could be.
And I like what Sleepy Cakey was able to do in that
Mainin
map as
babi
well.
yang
They're
habis
running this
cukur.
map now, they feel more confident to get this kind of space. And
Eh,
you
Edo,
can see the
lu udah lama
difference
ya nggak lihat
how
Keiko
much
ya?
this duelist
And now
gets
what,
here.
guys?
Wah, udah
Precision,
lama
power,
banget.
quickness, mid to
And now
in
we
lane,
Valo
working
ya.
out her
Lagi
leading that
nanti
charge,
deh, gua
leading the
naikin
rest of
lagi
the
lah
team,
ke
and
Astor biar lu
it's just been
lihat.
so strong of a showing from PPQ
Betul, betul,
overall.
emang.
Still, big effort there from Kitinyanya.
Udah
I love
bunuh
what we
dia semua
saw, but
juga.
unfortunately, that's where we have to say goodbye to them as they are eliminated. Fluffy, before we toss it to the panel, anything else you want to say after today?
It's nice to be back, and
Wow.
hopefully we'll be back again. So
Ntar
back to
gua
you,
balik
to
lagi
the
pas
analyst desk.
gua langsung di rumah, mandi dan siap gaming. Oke? Oke. Bye bye.
Back to us, indeed. Back to us. That was a series. What a spectacle. Welcome back, everyone. If you suddenly decided to tune in now, you missed an absolute showdown. I'm your host, Bella, and I'm joined by Insightful Black and Blue. It's time to unpack how precise, powerful, and quick PPQ was on Sunset with their 2-0, win.
Bisa
We got
full
even
senyum
numbers
tidurnya.
here, Bella. Ending both
Of course,
series 2-0,
Wait, next kita
and
lawan siapa?
similar to the first series,
Hypa,
right?
I think?
Lotus and then
Yeah,
Sunset
Hypa.
2-0,
Alright.
the one we do see. But yeah, they were.
We
you
just need
asked the
to get
question,
past lowers
how
3,
precise were
and
they?
then
How
we
quick
go
were
to
they?
Bangkok.
Well, they were definitely the highest marks that we could give here. Lovely stuff that we did see from PPQ throughout this entire series.
Kalau
so
besok
far,
lawan Hypa
especially
menang,
from
kemungkinan besar
Zene.
lawannya
I don't
Mad
know.
Army?
I hope I'm not
Ex-Yune.
butchering. Ex-Yune there.
Iya,
Or, I
gua-
don't know.
Yune, yeah, I know.
Gue punya
That's
feeling
not the way I would
Mad
have
Army sih,
assumed to
tapi
pronounce it, but yeah, Exune.
salah Pau
Great
ini
series
lagi
so
kuat
far
juga
from
nih.
her, both
Deep
for
Sea
map
ini.
number 1 on Lotus,
I feel
and
bad
same thing here coming on the
to
map
ini sih.
number 2. In general, both
Siapa?
ciphers really
Naturale.
performing pretty well. Envious
Yeah.
as well. 4KNN here was
Nice try, though.
by far their best player,
And
I think,
TNT.
in map number
TNT.
2, but series whole, Exune
Now we
is,
make the
I
lower
think,
bracket
my pick
run
for one of the MVPs that
to
we
lower
have seen in this
finals.
series.
Begitu sampai lower
And
finals
the
sudah
series
bisa
showed
relax
up
sih.
on our first map, and
Yep.
her Cypher on Sunset was nothing short of a perfection. We just saw her shine throughout our
Tapi gila,
series
Mad Army
today,
bisa ngambil
but
satu
not
map dari Sipto loh.
only her. It's like PPQ came into this elimination match as a team with a vision,
Heaven deh
and
kalau
they
nggak
were
salah kemarin.
so surgically precise with it.
Yep, Heaven OT di
Yeah,
bawah OT.
absolutely. Like with a scalpel, sometimes the way that they would be able to
Ya, Sipto
really find the
kenceng nih.
opening here, and if not,
Yeah.
well, it's a scalpel, it's a sharp.
Oh jadi
object. Sometimes
roster
if they
original
don't
Sipto
find
dibeli
themselves an opening, then
Falcons,
they'll
Dibeli
create
and then
Falcons.
one,
Sipto
and that
beli
is,
Sisu.
I guess time and time and again, a great way to make these things
Dan
work.
seinget
You
gua
see
kalau
there
nggak salah
Xene
Shiraz
as
itu main di
well,
tim
you know,
Cina
winning
deh.
out the clutch on the opposing
Siapa?
end, and Vs as well
Shirazi.
doing the same thing. So multiple kind of
Oh,
these,
Shirazi, yeah.
multi-frags we're seeing happening, but ultimately enough, I think not just individually, but as a team,
Yeah.
PPQ, they played spectacular here, Bella.
Yeah, and it
Ya kan,
was
game changer coy.
Nova
it
Esports.
really showed
Nova
that
Esports.
they deserve to stay here at our split 2 playoffs, and now they're moving on into the lower bracket, and they're keeping those tournament dreams burning bright. They take the win right here on Sunset 13-5, and
Serius
look
dong
at
kita
the
mau
first
Valor.
kills. It's a
Orang
direct
siapa ya, Cok?
reflection.
Holy shit.
Gak tahu.
A coincidence?
Gak tahu, gue tadi
Maybe?
bercanda aja sih, tapi kalau mau,
Perhaps?
gas.
Or just a statistical anomaly, who knows, maybe sometimes the stars align. For PPQ though, things do definitely align for him. And it aligns for you too, Bella, as you're 2-0 today in our predictions. I am the not sore loser, but I will concede. Great predictions today. I mean, for PPQ, you have to look at this team and see once again the experience that they do have. Like they have players like Oreophilia, for example, who didn't even need to particularly activate that much here for map number 2 for them to take it, and still they do. And obviously, like players like Samfire here has done so much for this team throughout the series and throughout their run so far here in split number 2 that, yeah, the PPQ, they are definitely a mark of a team who can be considered as dark horses in this tournament. They came from split 1 as well, kind of keep the same
Kayak nggak ada
roster
orang deh
basically
kalau
going
Valo.
into it. So I wouldn't be
Dan
surprised if we see a deep run here from
Udahlah.
PPQ in the lower bracket.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like
Si Sony nggak mau.
Kinyanya wasn't performing
I don't know,
well.
paling
It was
dilihat deh.
just that PPQ was so much quicker and took that pace to their field before Kinyanya could actually get back on their feet and start pulling off
Wait.
what they came
Aurel tadi
today
kemana?
with. They
Balik
came
dulu nggak
into
sih dia?
today with.
Dia masih di jalan kan tadi?
Yeah, oh definitely. I mean,
Ah, oke oke.
what they did come today with was power, precision.
Kan kalau mau
Yeah,
follow
quickness, knowledge,
fix ada
strength,
weekend ya.
all that. But I mean,
Apa?
look at the ACS here
Weekend.
from
Si Sony udah PW di ranjang katanya.
Lol.
the MVP of
Ah.
I think I'm gonna end stream dulu.
MVP of this series as a whole. So
Yeah.
lower bracket run progresses further. I believe they're gonna
Alright,
need to
guys,
keep
I'm
this
gonna
up,
stream
because they
because
have a tough opponent up
PPQ udah
against
menang?
them, soon
Belum
after.
menang sih, maksud gue masih
Yeah,
ada
I mean,
jalan
not
buat
only
besok.
her, they are going to be
Seona
taking
MVP,
on
yes.
Hypa just tomorrow. So if
Masih
when
ada
we get a
hypa-hypa
chance
dan
to talk to
kemungkinan
them later
besar
in our interview, then I
kita
wanna
lanjut
talk to
besok
them. How
lagi
are they
sekitaran
feeling
jam
about
segini lah ya.
carrying
Kita
this
watch party
momentum
lagi,
into
guys.
tomorrow? Because she definitely
Damn.
I guess she raised the flag. Now
Thank you banget yang udah
everyone
nonton,
here
thank you banget yang udah
in
ramein, thank you
HSC,
Sin,
SC,
Abel,
Southeast Asia,
RX
they
Fly,
need to know that
IMXGR,
since this
everyone